Hey, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Lake City High School welcomes you to tonight's Homecoming 2023 contest between the Ramblers of McBain and your Lake City Trojans. This time we ask everyone please rise, remove your hats, and honor our nation as the Trojan Marching Band plays our national anthem.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to quite possibly the biggest game of the year for these two teams, the Missaukee County Championship game. Now, if you didn't know what that means, both these schools are in Missaukee County, and then they have this one trophy called the Sentinel, and they both battle over it each year to see who's going to be the champion of Missaukee County. Last year, the Missaukee County Championship game was pretty wild. I mean, it was at halftime, McBain was leading 30-0. 30-0. And in that time, in the second half, the Trojans rallied together and just did one last charge and were able to come back from that deficit and win in overtime. That made it the third largest comeback in MHSSA football history. Keegan, what do you think that's going to happen in this matchup today?
Well, I think in this matchup today, Grayson, it's going to be a very tough game, as you said before. Both of these teams have become prepared to battle against one another for the Sentinel Trophy. Now, between the McBain Ramblers and the Trojans, it's going to be a very difficult game, as both teams are very likely to have the same kind of offense as far as how they attack their plays, how they approach them, and how they approach the other players. And with McBain, they do the same way.
Yep. Again, I just forgot to mention our names. I'm Grayson Guernsey, and I'm joined by Cade Weaver, too. So McBain in this game is going to be looking for revenge because last year was a pretty embarrassing game for them because they lost in the second half by a lot, and they're just going to look for it. And this also marks the 56th time they've played each other because it's just been a lot. The first matchup was in 1972, November 3rd, 1972, where Lake City won 18-6. After that, that was the night that a rivalry was born.
It was. Between the Trojans and the McBain Ramblers.
Out there to kick for the Trojans is number 11, Tristan Silvers.
And back to receive for McBain is number 34, Benjamin Rodenbaugh.
And here it goes, the start of the Missaukee County Championship game. And that is a fumble, and it is recovered by to Ian McLain. That is one way to start the game.
That is one way to start off a game. Darius Pena Perez seemed to catch that ball and just took off running on them legs and unfortunately was hit pretty hard, causing a fumble.
To lead this Trojan offense, we got Darren Kunkel. He is one of the better players I've seen. I mean, he is very shifty, diverse. We also got Tavin Mills, one of the main running backs for this team. He is just strong, fast, and just able to get through defenders. But the number one threat for McBain is going to be Darren because he's just shifty. I mean, he's already had over 500 passing yards in this season.
That's crazy.
Because, I mean, once the pocket collapses, he's able just to dip and dive, get around the people, and just able to get to open ground and score several touchdowns. He also has several hundred, I think he has 200 passing yards because, I mean, why should you throw when you just got legs?
Exactly. When you got them legs, it's easy to maneuver, and he can get you out of trouble, and that's exactly what Darren does. If he sees trouble, and just like our McBain quarterback, Benjamin Rodenbaugh, he has a very level head, and he can always watch where the ball is on the field and the players.
It seems as if there's been a official decision. I think they're going to redo the kick because they didn't quite know what was going on, if he was down or not. And I mean, on that hit, when Darius was coming over, he got hit pretty hard. I mean,
he did.
It looked like he was trying to hurdle somebody, and then it was just perfect placement for someone's shoulder just to pop that ball out.
Yep.
And, yeah. So we'll do kickoff again.
And we will.
Again, number 11, Tristan Silvers, will be kicking for the Trojans. And once again, let's kick off this Missaukee County Championship game. The short kick out of bounds.
Good head on Darius there watching the ball. I believe he knew it was going to bounce right out of bounds, and him telling himself that, he's like, nuh-uh, I'm not having to repeat what happened last time, and that ball's going to bounce out of bounds. McBain offense will now take over with the quarterback, Benjamin Rodenbaugh. Benjamin Rodenbaugh is one heck of a quarterback from the McBain Ramblers. He has a very good level head on the field and watches where his players are and also the defenders. With our running back, Bryce Acom, number 44, well, let me tell you what a running back. He can run everywhere on the field. He will trample over anybody. He may be a small little guy, but he has them legs to run.
He does.
And in those tight situations, when it seems dire, he will get out of them.
Rodenbaugh in the backfield. Looks like shotgun formation. Hands it off to Bryce. Bryce runs to the left. He got open field. He got a lead blocker. He's running. And then one of his own teammates gets in front of him, but he will be taken down by Tristan Silvers.
And just like I said before, Bryce Acom with them strong legs, able to get right behind his lead blocker and just pump them legs and get him the first down for the McBain Ramblers.
Brett Bentham was right there just getting the lead block, and then I think it was Aiden Cucci just was a little bit of miscommunication. He bumped into them, but again, that was just a massive play. They got a couple yards. They got a first down and more.
That's awesome to see from the McBain Ramblers. First play of the first drive.
Rodenbaugh in pistol formation. Ball snapped. He hands it off to Bryce. Again, Bryce runs right at the middle, and he's tackled by number 9, Colin McGinnis.
Great run there by Bryce once again, getting some yardage on the play. And coming up with a 2nd and 1, it looks like. 2nd and 2, actually.
Yeah.
Once again, just like the last play, Bryce was able to get right up the middle there and get some yards.
Just as good blockers right up the front, able to give a lot of big holes that could fit a semi through and just able to get into that formation. A pistol formation. Rodenbaugh takes a snap, hands it off to Bryce again. Bryce on the outside, runs to the outside, attempts to get tackled. He breaks the tackle, and he gets tackled by, I believe that there is a flag on the play, but he was tackled by Tagi Hillis again.
I believe that might almost be... I don't think it was holding on the Ramblers, I don't believe.
No, I think it might have been horse collar.
It was right on the horse collar. Once again, what a fantastic run by Bryce Acom, getting on the outside and running for some yards for the McBain Ramblers. And it is a face mask on the Trojans.
Yep. Right now, you can immediately see the size difference between these two teams. I mean, we're all the way up in the top of the press box, so we don't really got the best vision for a size differential, but from what we see, McBain just looks a lot more bigger than them. But
they do.
Last year, they were as smaller than McBain, and they were still able to make a huge comeback.
They were. They hopped right on their Trojan horse there at the end and just kept it charging. But it seems right now our convoy of Ramblers is moving right down the field all the way to the Trojans' doorstep.
Running ball in pistol formation. Takes a snap. He runs it for himself. Runs right up the middle, and I think he might have tripped, and he was tackled by number 75, Cash Brinson.
Very good. Oh, what was looking to be a good run play by our quarterback, Benjamin Rodenbaugh, unfortunately does get tripped up in the backfield, but does reach out for some gain of yards, but was only a yard gain. It is now 2nd and 9 for the McBain Ramblers.
Mm-hmm. And this McBain team also has a whole new type of offense that they're playing around with. So far it's been very successful. Pistol formation. It's a handoff to Bryce Acom, and he's tackled by number 65, Caleb Phillips.
Good job by Bryce Acom there once again, going right up the middle, using them legs. And with his short size, he can get by some defenders pretty quickly, but unfortunately did not make it running into a bunch of linebackers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, the defensive line could do all this stuff, but the linebackers are kind of the key to the defense, because they can go in there and just cause havoc if they wanted to.
They are, and they can blitz when they want to as well.
Pistol formation. Hands it off to Bryce right up the middle, and he is tackled, I think, 1 yard short by number 9, Cole McGinnis. Right now, Cole McGinnis and Tig Hillis look like two of the best players right now. They've got a lot of tackles.
They do. They keep getting right to Bryce Acom and stopping him. As soon as Bryce is getting somewhere where he thinks I'm going to get this touchdown, just like what he thought there. Unfortunately, them two are right there to stop it from happening.
Yep, they are.
It'll now be 1st and goal for the McBain Ramblers.
They're probably just going to do the same thing they have been doing and just run it right up the middle and let Bryce grind.
Yep.
Pistol formation, and Rodenbaugh will take it right up the middle, and he will be able to walk into the end zone for a Ramblers touchdown.
Fantastic job by Benjamin Rodenbaugh there, just seemingly just to jog right into the end zone very calmly with them strong linemen up front, giving him that hole. And now, thanks to the lineman and Benjamin Rodenbaugh, we now have the first touchdown of the game. The score is now 6-0, and it appears the McBain Ramblers will be going for 2.
They just want to send a message early in this game by going for 2. And I mean, it's one way to send a message again. Rodenbaugh takes the snap, and he will drop the shoulder and will be able to get into the end zone. Number 22, Blake Root tried to get the tackle, but Rodenbaugh said, I'm just going to drop my shoulder and go in here the old-fashioned way.
He said he has this convoy behind him, and he's the driver, and he said he's getting in there for that 2-point conversion. That's exactly what they did.
So far, it looks like this Rambler offense is just very controlling. I think that was a total of 6 plays or 5 plays that they were able just to march down the field and get a touchdown. I mean, like we said, this is going to be a tough game. Both teams are going to play as hard as they can, but Lake City needs to just be able to adapt to this McBain offense.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%, Grayson. As the McBain Ramblers kickoff team will now be coming out here, and I believe number 44, Bryce Acom, will be coming out to kick.
Number 44. Not usually. Usually, McBain has Thomas Maloney to come and kick, but now they have Bryce.
Yeah.
And back deep to receive for the Lake City will be number 22, Blake Root, and number 11, Tristan Silvers.
Now, Bryce did kick in the last game that I happened to announce. He did really well for a running back going in for kicker. He can also kick the ball almost as good as Thomas Maloney, but Thomas Maloney can get those balls down the field. Bryce can about do the same with them strong legs he has.
Back to receive, number 11, Tristan Silver. Silver runs to the right. He has some blockers, and then to be able to get the tackle is number 4, Jagger Corliss.
Jagger Corliss there at the tackle for the McBain Ramblers, getting it down about at the 28-yard line. Jagger, he's a very small guy, but he can bite them kneecaps. He can always get them taller guys, and they cannot move. Jagger, he does a great job. He is a kneecap finder. He will find them, he will steal them, and he will bring you down.
Leader of this offense, Darren Kunkel, again, like I've said before, he's just very shifty. I think we might see it right now. They're in a T formation right now. Handed off to number 33, and he's brought down immediately by Wyatt Zeiderveen. number 33, Tavin Miller with the carry.
Fantastic job by Wyatt Zeiderveen there, breaking through the Trojan line and getting right back there, reading the play very well and catching the running back just as he was getting started on his run. Wyatt, a very key asset to the McBain Ramblers defensive line, along with Logan Overman, Johnny Sycama, and Carson Murphy. They all are very good at tackling, and they can get back there in the backfield when they need to.
Darren in the backfield, he uses his legs. He goes forward, and I think he is tackled by number 50, Jonathan Sycama, and I think Wyatt Zeiderveen too, 2 sophomores. Right there is a prime example of Darren using his legs.
It is. He decided it's going to second down here. He said to himself, you know what? Let's try my legs, guys. Let's do it. Let's punch it right up the gut. Let's see where it goes. Unfortunately, he did not come up with a good gain there.
No, that McBain brick wall was like, again, it's a brick wall. You don't go past brick wall.
You do not.
Darren runs to the outside. He got some room, and then walks out of bounds at about the 40 and 35-yard line.
Darren using his legs there again, getting to the outside, saying, I'm going to use my legs again. Last play did not work. Let's try it again, guys, but I'm going to go to the outside, and that's exactly what he did. Ran to the outside, got some yards up. Now it is 4th and 5 for them. They may punt it or they may go for it.
I think they're going to punt it to be safe. I mean,
I would.
It's early in the game. They're all the way back at the 35. There's not much they can do right here.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Out to punt for Lake City is number 11, Tristan Silver, I think. It is. And back deep to receive is Darius. Darius fumbles a snap, and the Lake City Trojans jump on it. That's still, and Lake City will be able to jump on it. Number 55. Caden McGinnis was able just to jump on that snap. And now, I mean.
And with the Trojans to their backs to the wall, it seemed the Ramblers are going to get the ball right back. Unfortunately, they make that punt. Darius tries to catch it, but it seemed to just slip right through his hands, and unfortunately it did not turn up for McBain's ball, but instead a Trojan ball. Trojans gained some yards there, making it closer to their touchdown of the game. Let's see what exactly they're going to do.
That's essentially like right there just what a standard long pass would be.
It is, yep.
Yeah, and Darren at the backfield. Motion, he hands off to number 9, Cole McGinnis, and then he gets tackled on the sideline by, I think, number 3, Eli Wilt.
Fantastic job by Eli Wilt there, reading the play. He's seen him going to the outside and immediately charges in for the tackle, getting low enough to just grab his legs and make him fall down. Aiming for Darren's legs might be the key point here in making him stop. Make sure he doesn't run too far. If you can catch his legs, that's the only thing that's keeping him going.
I mean, you have to have some pretty strong legs to have a guy wrapped around you and still keep on going.
You do.
Darren in the backfield, he takes it for himself, runs it right up the middle, has some tacklers, and he is tackled by number 4, Jagger Corliss.
Once again, Jagger Corliss in there to take the kneecaps of another Trojan offense player, and in fact, it's the quarterback.
I saw all week at practice, the McBain Ramblers, all they were doing is hitting drills, because, I mean, a few games, they weren't really doing good on tackling and wrapping up.
No, unfortunately.
So now Pat Maloney, their coach, was like, hey, we got to work on this. Let's just work on this for like an entire week or so. So they worked on it, and it looks like
it is paying
all
off.
That work is paying off right now.
Yep, exactly it. And when you work on all those hitting drills throughout the week, and then you eventually come to a game, it will help you out significantly. You can wrap up more, you can attack lower, and eventually it can lead to less gains for the other team.
It looks like this is going to be a shotgun formation. Darren steps back. He runs to the outside. And then he is going to get sacked by Robbie. He's going to get sacked by, I think that was Brett Ealing.
And Brett Ealing back there just to chase him down after shaking off a defender. Brett just seeming to follow him as Darren was panicking out a little bit, trying to roll out to the left side of the field, and unfortunately gets chased down by Brett, wrapping him up and throwing him right down to the ground with him. Fantastic job by Brett Ealing getting right there on Darren, making sure this play and this drive will not go anywhere.
Again, like watching film, I saw McBain watch film. They know that Darren is just a fast kid. He's able just to run out there, get some yardage, sneak by some people, and just, yeah. So they just shut him down immediately. New quarterback in. We got Robbie Root in at quarterback. Takes the snap, runs to the outside. Someone behind him, he throws it, and then it is caught, and I don't think that'll be a first down, though.
With the pressure from Caleb Miller there, almost forced him to go on the outside, but unfortunately, Darren does keep a level head and watches his wide receiver and his tight end and passes it right there. And it looks like it will
be McBain's ball, I'm pretty sure.
It will be. Yep, it is. Ref signaling for McBain ball.
But Robbie Root got subbed in at quarterback real quick because I think he was more of like a pass-oriented type of dude. And he threw it to Ian McLeod, but it was unsuccessful. I mean, he caught it, but it wasn't far enough to be a first down.
Unfortunately, it was not for the Trojans as the McBain Ramblers now take over at their own 28-yard line, 29-yard line.
Take it. Bryce fumbles the snap. He gets hit hard, but I think he's able to jump on it. And number 33, Tavin Miller, in with a big hit while he was fumbling the handoff.
Unfortunately, you will have that back there in the backfield. When you're just ready to go, 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 you will have that mindset, and you will oftentimes, it does happen, you can fumble the ball as a running back. Unfortunately, it did happen there for Bryce Acom, but with a level head he has on his shoulders, he was able to recover that ball again for the Ramblers.
Like you said, he just keep on go, go, go. You don't really know what's going on, so it was a little bit of a fumbled snap. Luckily, he was able to jump on it, and, I mean, they lost a couple of yardage, but knowing how this McBain offense has been playing so far, they're doing pretty good. Lake City switched to a 5-front. Shotgun formation. Runaball steps back for the pass, runs. He sees a defender. He runs out. He gets tripped by number 55 or 54, Cody Richardson.
Bryce, we got Ben getting a little bit of pressure there, trying to roll to the left side of the field, but unfortunately gets caught up by a Trojan, and it does happen to be now third down as Ben got tripped up in the backfield trying to make nothing out of something.
Yeah, right there. I mean, he got tripped up. There's a guy coming up behind him. I thought he was full and going to just run away from him, but, I mean, he did, but he got tripped up because, I mean, all you need to take someone down that's running is you could just hit him right on the heel.
Yep, that's all you got to do. Only a little bit of misdirection on that foot, and you will lose every momentum you got, and you will go down.
There's a shotgun formation. Ronabaugh takes it right up the middle. He got yardage. He got some lead blockers. He's running, and he looks like he just does a dive. And number 20, Ashton Madison, is able to get the tackle right there for Lake City.
Almost looked like Ben was flying there in midair and gets caught by a Trojan there almost. Like Darren, Ben, he can use his legs when he needs to. Ben can run as fast as he can, and he will get those first downs for the McBain Ramblers in desperate times.
And this offense just greatly built around Ronenbaugh too, because if you saw back in the backfield on the right side, they had at least like 3 guys over there to lead block for him, and their blockers did a great job too of getting them extra yardage.
The linemen are on fire, completing their assignments tonight.
Ronenbaugh in the backfield, shotgun formation, takes the ball, hands up to Bryce Acom. Bryce Acom right up the middle, and then he gets tackled by 75 Cash Brinson.
And seeing right there, Bryce was trying to pump them legs as fast as he could, and that's eventually, he had 3 guys on top of him, and he was still going. With how short he is, you wouldn't think he'd have that strong of legs to keep going, especially carrying about 250-pound guys on top of him. And Bryce is able to, and he picks up them yards for the McBain Ramblers, now making it 2nd and 6 for him.
Yeah, all you need to do is just keep on pumping them legs, and then eventually you'll get through, because, I mean, if you just keep on doing it, you keep on putting, like, pressure, like, forward movement on them, you'll probably get some extra yardage out of it.
And that's exactly what he did.
Shotgun formation. I think that is, I think that's Blaine Houston with the ball. Run it right up the middle, and that will be, it'll get a gain of like 4 or 5 yards on that.
The Bucking Bronco checks in. Mr. Blaine Houston for the McBain Ramblers comes in at running back. Another strong running back for McBain. Blaine can get through the line and dodge some defenders here and there all the time. And like a Bucking Bronco, he can bounce and hop, and he'll get them yards.
Great analogy right there.
Now it'll be 3rd and 4 for the Ramblers.
Rolling ball, shotgun formation. They take the ball. He runs to the right again. Lead blockers. He got some room, and he dodges the guy and he's able to get brought down. I think he was tripped up by him too.
With getting tripped up, however, Ben was able to get that first down once again for the McBain Ramblers. They will now take over at the 48-yard line, 47-yard line.
Now, like what I said is that Lake City is adjusted to their type of offense. They realize, hey, they do a lot of run plays, so they move to a 5 front to hopefully try to shut down that McBain offensive line.
And unfortunately, this convoy seems to just keep on going.
Shotgun formation. Romo there by himself. Motion. Hands it off to Caleb Miller. Miller sees has some blockers, and then he's getting grabbed, and he gets eventually tackled by number 55, Caden McGinnis.
Almost seeming like number 55, a Trojan, seemed to just about hop on Caleb's back just to slow him down in time for other Trojans to come and charge him to bring him down. Unfortunately, that is one good tactic. If you have one guy slow down a running back and you can have 2 more assist guys coming in, you can take them down and make sure they go nowhere else.
One thing that I think every coach should tell their players is that when you see like one guy get a tackle, you shouldn't just be like standing there like, oh, he's got it. No, you got to go in there, swarm him like bees, and try to get him down, because one guy, usually he can take down one person, but there's always that situation where he breaks free and then they're not able to get him down. So I think one drill they should always teach him is just to join the pack and just make a big old pile to get him down.
Very true. And unfortunately, there was a flag on the field on the McBain Ramblers for holding, which brings them back all the way to about the 42-yard line. Very unfortunate for the McBain Ramblers, but let's see what we can do to bounce right back. It is still first down.
Hopefully the Trojans can take advantage of this and prevent them from getting a large amount of yards. Running ball, backfield, pistol formation. He hands it, he looks to pass, he throws it. I think that is to Caleb Miller, and that will be overthrown. Person on him was number 20, Ashton Madison, was able to lock down Caleb Miller.
As the McBain offense trying to keep on going, but they try a pass play. Ben tries to roll out there as the linemen are still trying to keep that 5-man front from charging in on him. He rolls out looking for Caleb Miller, but with good Trojan defense, unfortunately slows both of his players down, and the pass falls incomplete.
But yeah, Lake City did a good job of adjusting to that 5 front. I think it might even be a 6 front now, but just to be able to put pressure on that McBain offense. Runabout takes it, goes to the left, and he is brought down immediately by number 55, Caden McGinnis, and I think number 54, Cody Richardson, too.
Unfortunately, Ben, I think they were trying to do a run play there, but he ran into one of his linemen trying to keep one of them 6 guys from getting back to him, and eventually gets tackled in the backfield.
And now I think that'll be the end of the first quarter. The score, Ramblers 8, Trojans 0.
So far in the first quarter, it's been one heck of a ride, I'd say. I mean, at the beginning, we thought we had a fumble, but the refs did call it back. And then we marched right down the field just to keeping them wheels rolling. And we do, as McBain Ramblers, we do have wings. We almost were driving down the field, and then we flew right into the end zone. And with that, it gets us the 6 points and then the 2-point conversion.
It does. Quick little fact, because, I mean, I like to bring in the history of both these teams that are playing against each other. And, I mean, surprisingly to most people would think, these two teams have only played against each other 3 times in the playoffs ever.
Yeah.
In 2017, they met in the pre-districts, and Lake City won 13-2, a tough matchup. But then the following year, they met in the district finals, and it was very lopsided. Lake City won 42-7, and that was the year that Lake City made back-to-back state semifinal appearances. And yeah, both these teams have made it pretty far into state playoffs. Running ball, takes a snap, goes out left. He throws it up for Darius, and that pass will be broken up by number 1, Darren, our main man, Darren Kunkel. I mean, that was just a good job right there. I thought that might have been pass interference or targeting, but it's not. And, that's just right down there. There's some good signs of sportsmanship. Number 67, Tyler Brown showed some good sportsmanship and was able to fix Darius's jersey. I mean, again,
very good sportsmanship. You'd like to see that when you have 2 crosstown rivalries here. When you have good sportsmanship in a game, that is fantastic to have.
And I mean, again, you might be rivals. You guys might not like each other, but again, we're all just out here because we love the sport and we want to have fun.
Very true. Very true.
Back to punt is Murphy. Murphy fumbles the punt, and then he's going to take it. Stiff arms the kid, and then he is still going. He is brought down by number 55, Caden McGinnis. Again, Caden, just one of the better tacklers on this Trojan team. But that situation is not good for McBain at all.
It was not. It was not. Looking to punt and get it out of their territory. All of a sudden, Murphy looked like he was just slipping the ball a little bit, like the ball was a bit wet from the grass. I mean, there might be some moist down on the field, and that might screw up some things as far as catching the ball, getting it from a snap, or just trying to punt it as it will slip off your shoe. And unfortunately, that's what we just seen right there.
I mean, it's hard to bring down Murphy because he's a pretty big boy. I mean, the first tackler got the consequence of getting stiff-armed right into the ground, but the second guy was able to bring him in. Darren to the ball. He runs right up the middle like he always does. And I think number 50, big boy Jonathan Sycamore, able to get the tackle right there. And there will be a flag on the play.
It looked like John was looking for some help from a Trojan, and it looked like Trojan kept walking, so it might be unsportsmanlike conduct, but I'm not too sure.
Or there might have been some smack talk being said or something like that, but we'll just wait till the
ref signals.
That will be a penalty on the. I think it was on the Lake City Trojans. I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
We're sorry, ladies and gentlemen, but me and we just don't know what.
I forgot that call. Honestly, I've seen it so many times. I honestly forgot the call. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, I just what it was. If you guys know, looked like
like a bird trying to flap its wings. Almost.
The bird trying to flap its wings. We're not criticizing the officials anyway.
No.
We just have generally not seen that call before. I've never seen that call before either.
I have not either. The officials are doing a fantastic job tonight, though. The mention of the officials, they've been watching the ball and the game very closely, and each player very closely tonight. And you love to see that from the refs.
Darren in the backfield, they're in like pistol formation. He drops back to pass. He fires it, and that is pass intended for number 12, Blake Brown. And I think it was complete, a pretty good pass, too.
It was, but we had some Ramblers hopping right on that pass and bringing them right down. With the Trojans trying to make up some yardage, they were able to make up a couple yards there, but it is still 3rd and 22. Trojans are going to be looking and fighting very hard for this first down here. Let's see what they can do on 3rd down.
Darren at the backfield, pistol formation, motion. Snaps the ball. He runs to the left. He got some room. He got some open ground. He makes that dude trip, and then he is eventually tackled by number 23, Caleb Miller.
And number 8, Blaine Houston there on the assist with Caleb Miller. Good job by the McBain defense hopping right on there. After he did make up to make good. I'm sorry.
You're fine.
He did make some good yards out of that play. He was all the way back behind the markers. He had 22 to go. Now he only has 5 to go. It is now 4 and 5 for the Trojans. This could be close here. They could get the first down.
Darren just did a good job right there, too, of just getting to the outside, seeing a huge gap. And he did like a little bit of move, made some guy trip, but he eventually got there. Quarterback change. We got number 7, Robbie Reuter, in there. He drops back to pass, fires it downfield, intended for number 1, and it is caught.
It is caught, but there's a flag on the field.
Number 1, David Buckley, is able to get the catch, and it will be a touchdown. Now, right there, that's just we know he could run.
Yeah.
We know he could pass. But, again, like I said, Darren, he's going to be one of the main contributors on this Lake City offense.
Yep, he is the key player to this Trojan offense. He has all of them guys around him saying, hey, guys, I'm going to come out here. I'm going to lead you guys. We're going to come together, and we're going to make stuff happen. And right there, that's what exactly happened.
And again, that's just an amazing catch. That's definitely going to be on his huddle or max breath.
That was incredible. After a tall McBain player had his arms straight up there, and I mean, us McBain guys, we're pretty tall, and we have huge arms.
Number 7, Robbie Root in for quarterback. takes the snap, drops back to pass, runs and goes right up the middle, and he is just brought down immediately by number 4, Jagger Corliss.
Jagger in there again, saving the 2-point conversion by biting them kneecaps. He is a very strong corner for the McBain defense. I'm sorry about that, but he is very strong. He can bite the kneecaps in desperate times. He'll take a hold of them. He'll bring them down, and that's exactly what he did there.
Yeah. Again, this game. I mean, it's a championship game, so both teams are going to make very brave plays, or just very risky plays, like that deep pass right there. Yep. He just took a shot. I mean, I'm still shocked that even happened, too.
It was 4 and 5. He said, you know what? We're this close. We're going to try. We're going to try it. We're going to gamble. It's 50-50. This will work. And that's exactly what it did. They took that chance. They passed it, and it was complete. Fantastic job by making that call. But the Ramblers still do lead here in the second quarter, 8-6. And now the Trojans will be kicking off.
Just to let you know, this broadcast is brought to you by Ebel's General Store. Stop by Ebel's, get all the things you need. Call or drive down to Ebel's in beautiful downtown Falmouth or uptown Reed City.
And there was a flag on the play, and the kick did go out of bounds, as the Ramblers offense will now step back out onto the field. Now, their marching orders must be pretty clear here. They just scored. We're going to come back out here, and we're going to try and get back into that end zone. The Ramblers got to try and keep that gap in front of these Trojans to be able to not let anything happen like last time.
Again, this game, it just little momentum changes is all it takes for one team to get the victory. Like last year. I mean, Lake City, right now, last year the score was like 25-0. And I mean, at the end of the first half, it was 30-0, and Lake City took their momentum and was able to make a comeback and win. Running ball in pistol formation, takes the snap, hands it off to Bryce Acom. Bryce just drops his shoulder, and I think he is brought down by number 1, Darren.
Darren once again for the Trojans getting in there, stop the powerful Bryce Acom, but not before Bryce could get a huge gain there for the McBain Ramblers. It'll now be 2nd and 2. Bryce making room. He took that room his line gave for him. The lineman gave him the room, the run on the outside. He took that hole, and he just ran with it.
Again, this Lake City making the good adjustment, switching to a 5 front. Running takes the snap. He hands it off, a late handoff to Bryce, but then Bryce got hit first, but then still just keeps on driving forward. And he was initially hit by number 66, Ethan Goodrich.
Ethan to get in there and stop Bryce Acom, but with the play happening, the ball did seem to roll on the ground a little bit before reaching Ben's hands, which does slow down the play, which does slow down the running back. And Bryce, as soon as he got that handoff, there's already Trojans in the backfield ready to meet him. Bryce trying to use his legs to get some sort of maneuver out to try and get to the outside. It didn't work, unfortunately. It'll now be 3rd and 3 for the Ramblers.
I think judging by the formation, they're probably going to run it with Ronenbaugh to the right. Takes the snap, he runs to the right. Just like I said, he got some room, and he is brought down, but not before he can get the first down. And tackled by number 72, Traven Kunith.
Benjamin Rodenball in there again. He uses them powerful long legs he's got, and he gets the first down for the Ramblers. Ben goes in there to his team. He says, all right, guys, this isn't looking too hot. It's 3rd down. Let's see what we can do here. I'm going to run it. You guys block it. I know you guys have been doing a great job with your blocking assignments, so let's see what we can do here. And it worked out perfectly right there.
Lake City also just made an adjustment to that formation because they saw the one formation with 3 guys on one side. I thought I saw a couple of linebackers moving towards the left side to try to stop that run. Pistol formation, rolling ball. Under center. Takes the snap, does a pitch off to Bryce Acom. Bryce trips a little bit and is taken down by number 20, Ashton Matheson.
Now, with Bryce being so short, that's not a terrible thing. He can stay close to the ground, and if he's tripping up, he can put a hand down very close and keep going. That's exactly what he did there. He kept his balance, and he kept going. Bryce, with his strong legs, he has good balance, he has good flexibility, and he can run. It's all things that contribute to how great of a player he is for the McBain Ramblers.
Rodenball under center. Hands it off to, I think that is Blaine Houston. Blaine Houston just swallowed up just like a bee is attacking a bear that's attacking their hive.
Bear hive. That's a great description there.
Uh-huh.
But Blaine Houston getting caught up with his feet by a Trojan, just biting his ankle there, saying, "You're not going anywhere, Mr. Buck and Bronco. I'm going to wait for all my buddies here. We're going to bring you down right here." And that's exactly what happened.
They waited for their legion of Trojans to come in and just finish them off.
It'll now be 3rd and 8 for the Ramblers. Ramblers are going to be looking for a good play here to get some yards or to get the first down.
One thing, too, is that both these teams are very, very young. A lot of them are just consisting of juniors, too. So both teams just very young and have possibly a bright future ahead of them for their programs. Running about under center. A little bit of a low snap, but then he throws it for, and it is intercepted by number 1, Darren Kunkel. I mean, wow.
Darren, once again. Now he gets an interception. Once again, as we said it before, Darren doing a great job here for the Lake City Trojans.
Darren just doing it all. One, he has a touchdown, and he has a passing touchdown. He has a receiving touchdown. I don't know. He doesn't have a rushing. Was it the first one, a passing or rushing?
I believe it was a rushing.
All right.
I correctly remember.
Yes, he has a rushing touchdown, a receiving touchdown, and now he has an interception and tackle. He's just been doing it all for Lake City. Just one of the key contributors to this team.
It was actually a passing touchdown.
Yes, a passing touchdown.
I'm so sorry. That was that incredible pass.
Number 7, Robbie Root out there. He hands it off to Darren. Darren got some room. He got some, drops his shoulder and just plows him over and stares him down, too.
I tell you, Darren in there, he took that outside handoff. He booked it. He didn't care who was in his way. He said to himself, I'm going to run to the outside. Who's ever in my way, I'm plowing him over. That's what he did there. But with the McBain Ramblers just forcing him out of bounds, that was a good play there for the Ramblers, make sure he didn't get any more yardage. But it did end up a first down for the Trojans.
Ronenbaugh was able to knock him out of bounds. And, that was some quarterback versus quarterback action right there. And then Darren just trucked him and got him out of the way. Number 7, I believe, Robbie Root in for quarterback. He drops back to pass. He runs out to the right. He throws it, and it is tipped, and it is incomplete. There does seem to be some smack talk. Number 1, Darren Kunkel, intended receiver, locked up by Bryce Acom.
Bryce Acom getting in there to just disfigure the play there, making sure he did not catch that ball. Bryce is a very level-headed guy. He can play almost anywhere on the field. His main spot is running back, but he was right there just to make sure he did not catch that pass. Wonderful job by Bryce Acom there.
Bryce, I think last year he was also an edge rusher too. So, they just switch positions all the time. And right now I thought McBain switched to a 3-front, but nope, they're back to the 4-front. Up there, they got some pretty big guys to try to stop this Trojan offense. They hand it off to number 8, Robbie Root. T. Helsel.
McBain Ramblers getting back there to find Helsel. They were pressuring him pretty good, making him have to run all the way to the outside, where eventually he got forced out of bounds. It will now be 3rd and 7 for the Trojans here as they just near the 50-yard line. Trojans desperately trying to get out of their own territory and to make it down to the end zone. With Darren coming out to the huddle, what do you think is going to happen next, Grayson?
What I think is going to happen is that they're probably going to do some pass formation, or they might do a run outside with Darren, because Darren, recently, he's been doing really good on the legs. So they might either do that, or they just might hand it off to number 8 again. Darren takes the ball, just exactly what I said he would. He runs to the left. He got some open ground. He pushes forward, and he's able to get the first down.
Darren using his legs once again. Gets the first down for the Trojans, but with the convoy of Ramblers, they're trying to stop him. Before he did, it unfortunately didn't work out for the Ramblers. He did get the first down. He used his legs, and now they officially entered McBain territory.
Initial contact was Caleb Miller, and also the Lake City offensive line did a good job. As Darren was there, pushing forward to get the first down, his offensive lineman came right behind him and started pushing him forward to try to hopefully get some extra yards off of that, and he was able to get the first down.
And that's good lineman work right there. You see your quarterback reaching for that first down, you push on him to get him that first down. Great teamwork.
Darren at the backfield Hands it off to number 11. Number 33. He got some room, and he is tackled by Anish. He's still going, and he is brought down by a pack of Ramblers. On the ball carrier, number 33, Tavin Miller.
There seemed to be a bunch of rustle and bustle there, trying to bring him down as Benjamin Rodenbaugh was there, number 55, which was Caleb Gildy in there. I mean, we had a couple other Ramblers in there just trying to bring him down. He was just moving and spinning, trying to stay up. Good fight on both ends there, trying to bring him down, and good fight there on him trying to stay up. And he does manage to twirl and spin his way to get the 2nd and 5 for the Trojans.
Again, a very good job by the Lake City offensive line by just, as he's getting tackled, just pushing him forward to try to gain that extra bit of yardage. For quarterback is Robbie Root. Robbie runs out to his left. Brett Ealing trying to get him. He breaks that tackle, and the last person is Darius. He dodges that tackle, and he is brought down eventually by, I think, number 44, Bryce Acom.
Bryce Acom in there to finally bring him down. Darius was charging like a heat-seeking missile, but unfortunately did not make contact with him, as Robbie did manage to just jump out of the way in time, but Bryce Acom was in there saying, you know what, buddy? You made too much yards here. I'm going to stop this right where it is right now.
Lake City seems to have two dual threat quarterbacks, with both Darren and Robbie able just to run at the outside and get a couple of yards off of it.
Almost makes me think they're twins. They can run. They both got the legs.
Back and hands off to number 33. It goes towards the edge, and he's tackled by, I think that's number Tavin Mills, number 33 on the carry. I think he's tackled by number 56, Brett Bentham.
Brett Bentham in there, the senior for McBain. He is a strong lineman for the McBain Ramblers on both sides of the ball. Just as you've seen right there, Brett wrapped him around with his big arms and threw him right out of bounds, bringing the Trojans to 2nd and 7. Now, Brett is also on the offensive side of the ball. Great lineman for the offensive team. As we've seen in the big run there before for Bryce Acom, he was in there as a lead blocker. He was taking them guys and moving them. You love to see that from a senior.
You do. Darren at the backfield. Nope, that's Robbie. Robbie throws to Darren, and Darren breaks initial contact and is eventually tackled by number 8, Blaine Houston.
Bucking Bronco in there to take him down, Blaine Houston, as Benjamin Rodenbaugh just came in there looking to tackle him as he nearly almost got him. He unfortunately did not, but Blaine in there to bring him down. It'll now be 3rd and 3 for the Trojans as we are winding down here in the second quarter. We got 3 minutes and 15 seconds here on the clock as Darren runs back out to the huddle.
Darren got switched with Robbie. Darren's back at quarterback, and number 9 for Lake City, I think that is Cole McGinnis in for Robbie. Now we got the speedster at the backfield for Lake City. Darren takes the snap. He runs to his left, sees a hole, runs right through it, drops his shoulder. And I think initial contact there by Jonathan Sycamore. So he was able to break that off and able to get the first down.
As we're nearing the McBain Ramblers doorstep here, the Trojans are here. They are pounding on that door. They are pounding. It is 1st down and 10 here. 1st and 10 for the Trojans here, just on the door. What do you think is going to happen next?
They're probably either Darren's just going to run it right up the middle, or they might do a short pass. But realistically, they're probably, since their run game's been very effective so far, they're probably just going to gun it right up the middle.
They are. They're going to probably be sticking with them legs. Trojans' legs seem to be strong here tonight, and that's what's getting them down the field so far.
Darren at the backfield. Takes the handoff, runs to his left. Dodges a defender. Darius, the only one to beat it. Then he dives for the end zone, and he is able to get it. Darren just being such an effective dual threat quarterback in this action, able just to dive into the end zone. He's a slippery dude to get.
He is. Darius reaching out there, trying to grab his foot, trying so desperately. But Darren says, nope, nuh-uh. You're too short there, buddy. You're not catching me. I'm getting in here for us Trojans. And that's what he did. Score will now be 12-8. Trojans take the lead here in the final minutes of the second quarter.
Again, like I said, the size difference. It doesn't matter the size of a, well, I forgot the quote. I forgot the quote. It doesn't matter about the size of the dog in a fight. It matters about the size of the fight in the dog. Darren drops back the pass. He throws it to number 8, which he's about to, and he's going to score for the 2-point conversion. Just a great job by number 8. Chigi Hillis just able just to get some, grab the catch, juke some defenders out, and just finally dive right into the end zone for the 2-point conversion.
Trojans here on fire, as it looked like he was under pressure. He sees his number 8 guy, and he just says, you know what? You're my guy that's open. Here you go. And once he passed it to him, number 8 said it in his head. He's like, all right, I got a few guys in front of me. Let's see what I can do. Dodged a couple, but unfortunately for him, what almost seemed like he'd just be tackled short, he gets spun right into the end zone and gets a 2-point conversion for the Trojans. It is now going to be a teeth-gritting game here as 14-8 now. Trojans are in the lead. Let's see what will happen here in the final minutes of the second quarter, Grayson.
The Trojans so far are just charging all their legions forward, and they're already up by 14. And I mean, right here, I think they're probably going to kick it far to Benjamin Rodenbaugh.
Well, I can see that happening. They're going to say, you know, let's kick it back. These guys seem to be struggling to catch the ball a little bit tonight. We're going to kick it back and see if we can do it again.
Back, Rodenbaugh receives the kick, runs out to his left, and then he is brought down immediately by number 67, Tyler Brown.
Ben catching the ball there right in the back near the 10-yard line, starts to run up and eventually makes it to the 30-yard line, but unfortunately gets met by a Trojan and gets brought down.
And now McBain has a short amount of time to make a large amount of yards on this play. They're going to have to pull something out to be able to get down the field and possibly tie it up before the end of the first half.
In this semi-truck of theirs, our convoy, they got to shift it from second gear all the way to fourth here in a minute.
No, not fourth. I think they got shifted all the way to sixth gear.
All the way to sixth gear, you think? Yeah, you know what? I agree with that right there.
Rodenbaugh hands off to Bryce. Bryce has a key block, runs to the open field, has a bit of room, and he is eventually tackled by, I think, number 66, Ethan Goodrich.
Bryce Acom, however, does get the first down for the McBain Ramblers, using them strong legs. You know, in the final minute here we have left in the second quarter, they did put it in sixth gear. They ran right out there. Ben comes out with his marching orders. He said, all right, guys, we're putting this all the way up to sixth gear. We're going to be cruising down this field. Let's see what we can do here.
And now the McBain Ramblers will have I think that is a pistol formation. Rodenbaugh back, hands it off to Bryce. Bryce goes to the left. He finds a hole, but then he is eventually brought down by number 32. It's Sean Fox, I believe.
After the gain by Bryce Acom, we get a timeout here. In this timeout, we like to give a shout out to Little Town Jerky, supplying us with great jerky. You know, this jerky, ladies and gentlemen, you should really try it. You can find this at the Evil's General Store in beautiful downtown Falmouth and uptown Reed City.
Or you could find it at any other local providers, but you should probably just go down to Evil's and get it because that's where the best jerkies are.
They do. That is the best place to get your local meat. Your best local meat store, in my opinion. I love Evil's General Store and the Little Town Jerky they have.
But back to what I was saying, I mean, I'm going to just throw out another little fun fact about the playoffs. Again, they met in 2017. Lake City won 13-2. 2018, Lake City 42-10. But then in 2010, they played each other. And McBain won it this time and won it 34-17. That makes their all-time playoff series 2-1. Lake City with 2 and McBain with 1. Again, that's probably not going to happen since both teams are in different divisions, so it's very unlikely we're going to meet in the playoffs again.
Very true.
A little switcheroo. He hands off to Caleb Miller, and he's brought down by, I believe, number 9 at Cole McGinnis.
Caleb Miller in there for running back. Another fantastic running back for the McBain Ramblers. He's got the speed. He's got the build. Just like Bryce Acom and Blaine, he can run, he can jump, he can move around. That's what he did there to get the first down after getting hit.
Rodenbaugh back, pistol formation, drops back to pass, looks for an open, throws it off. It is intercepted again by Darren Kunkel. There is a flag on the play. There is a flag on the play. Let's see who this will be on.
As the officials discuss the play, the Trojans seem to be very good at getting back there and pressuring Benjamin Rodenbaugh here tonight on them pass plays. Ben's desperately looking for his guys out there, but a Trojan somehow makes it back there.
He's able to, and I mean, he threw the ball as he was getting hit, and it makes it a little bit inaccurate, and is able to get intercepted by Darren. I mean, Darren's just having a heck of a game out here. I mean, he's already thrown a touchdown, and I think he caught a touchdown because on that one touchdown play, they switched the quarterbacks out. I'm pretty sure
they did.
And
then Robbie changed the quarterback, and Darren was in there to catch the ball.
But I think this penalty will be offset. I think that is pass interference by Lake City, and that will be a McBain first down.
Once again, good call by the refs. They're watching the game very closely, calling that pass interference call.
Rodenbaugh back for shotgun formation, looks to the left, and tries to avoid some defenders, and he is unable to get away, and he is sacked by a legion of Trojans. I believe number 54 and number 54 Cody Richardson, and I think number 67 Tyler Brown.
We got another timeout here taken by McBain. I'll tell you so far, Grayson, it looks like the McBain Ramblers are desperately trying to get a pass off here to try and make up that yardage. But unfortunately, the Trojans are getting back there and pressuring Ben.
Yeah, just again, there could be a momentum shift. I mean, right now, Lake City kind of has their hand on the wheel. But again, in the second half, McBain could come back and possibly pull up a win right here. I mean, they're only down by one score.
They are.
Luckily, when they got that 2-point conversion, that kind of eliminates the point of them having to kick a extra point. So they just need to score, and then they will be tied in the game.
They will be.
And if my opinion, once McBain scores, I think they should just do the extra points and just play it safe, just so they can get a 1-point lead over them.
Very true. Very true. It'd be taking the safer roads better than anything, especially when the Trojans here are reaching over from the passenger seat after getting in the Ramblers convoy. They're grabbing that wheel. As we have a hand on our gear, they got that wheel. They seem to be steering this game here at the end. We'll see if the Ramblers can shove them back off and take control of that gear shifter and that steering wheel.
It looks like Ben Rodenbaugh back there all by himself. 9 receivers. Murphy all the way at far right. Rodenbaugh takes the snap, and then he gets pressured a little bit. He lets the ball loose. He's looking deep, and it is an incomplete pass. I think the intended receiver was Darius Pinay-Perez, but it is unable to. I mean, right now, this McBain offense isn't doing too hot.
With the flag on the field, there is holding on the McBain Ramblers, which does happen to bring them back more.
That does happen. It indeed does.
They are trying to protect Ben. I mean, Ben's in trouble. The linemen are desperately trying to make sure, oh my gosh, they're saying, my quarterback's under pressure. I'm trying to hold this guy here. I'm trying. But unfortunately, when he starts to get to the outside of that lineman, you can end up holding. That's very unfortunate to see from the McBain Ramblers. But that's what we're facing right now. It is 2nd and 33, as the great Gary Hawkeye would say here. 2nd and a country mile.
Rodenbaugh deep runs out. I think the McBain is going to run the timeout. But yeah, they are able to get it, and I think he's brought down by number 9 Cole McGillis. But back to what you were saying about the holding thing. I mean, one trick that I've learned naturally is that when you're playing that team, learn the color of their jerseys and then wear gloves at their exact color of their jerseys. Because guess what? Then I mean, I'm not saying you should cheat. I'm just saying this is a cool fact that I know, because so then when you grab them, they can't see you grab them because your gloves are black and their jerseys are black, so it's hard to see it.
Them gloves can also help out too, because the refs can see them depending on the color of them. Yeah, they can see, and if one defender keeps telling the ref, "He's holding me, he's holding me," the ref can say, "No, he's not. Actually, I can see the gloves. He's just blocking you like a good lineman would do.
Like a good lineman would do.
Protecting his boy back there in the backfield.
And I mean, like, right now, like you said, the Trojans have a hold of the gear shifter and the steering wheel, but hopefully McBain can come out and possibly just gain control of that. I mean, at the second half, both guys are just going to take a stop at the gas station, just like get a break, and then they're going to go back to struggling for that steering wheel and gear shifter.
It's almost like during halftime, we're just buddy. We're like, all right, this is enough driving for now. Let's both get out. Let's go take a break. Let's snack up, take a drink, take a breather, use the bathroom if we have to. Let's get right back on it.
And it looks like McBain will go back out here. If I were them, nope, they're not going to run the clock out. That's what I think I would do because there's not that much time left. But hopefully they can make a play out. Rodenbaugh back deep, rushed by a lot of guys, does a pass to Murphy. Murphy gets brought down by the ankles by number 2, Ian McLean. That's just a perfect example of size doesn't matter in a tackle.
Yeah, it does not. Carson Murphy is a big guy out there, moving to tight end this year. He has been beneficial to the McBain Ramblers because earlier this season, he made catches like crazy. I mean, he ran that ball afterwards. He's got the speed. He's got the weight. If you're in his way, I'd be shaking in my boots myself.
Yeah, he's just become Rodenbaugh's number 1 target, just the big old tight end. And I mean, it's hard to bring him down, like you said, because he's just big, and it's just hard to bring down someone like that.
And especially once he gets to moving, he's got them strong legs. He's got the strong upper body. And as we've seen with that earlier stiff arm, he can stiff arm his opponents. He can move them around. It's almost like he's in control there. But unfortunately, once you get to those feet and legs, you wrap him up, he's not going anywhere. That stops everything. And that's what we just seen there.
There was a timeout on the play, and fortunately, we don't have jerky.
Yeah.
We don't have jerky, which it's sad. And,
I ate it all.
I mean, did you?
I did. On the way here. I was pretty hungry.
You ate all our jerky.
I did. I was pretty hungry.
Luckily, Ebles just always is right behind your back to give you some more jerky at any of your local providers of stuff. Head down to your local shop, just buy some jerky, support the crew, support everyone, and just get some Little Town jerky.
It is delicious. That is exactly why I ate it on the way here.
Rodenbaugh back on fourth and a country mile. Looks back to pass, throws it to Miller, and he's brought to fumble on the play, but he is brought down immediately by number 9, Cole McGinnis.
Ben Rodenbaugh looking for number 23, Caleb Miller, another strong guy he can pass to, another availability there. But the pass does go complete to him, but it does not make the first down.
In my opinion, on going for 4th down at this spot, they're about at the other side of the 45. I mean, I'd go for it. I mean,
might as well.
You're in your opposing territory.
Yep.
And I mean, you wouldn't want to punt it from right there because you would already get them in their own territory. The only times where you wouldn't want to go for it is if you're 20 yards away because you can get a field goal.
Yep.
Darren runs to the outside, pursued by Wyatt Zyderfiend, and he will run out of bounds. Didn't want to take any of those hits, so he just ran out of bounds and was able to get about 5 yards on that play.
After the McBain trying to make up for their big loss in yards, the Trojans take over again, and Darren says, all right, you know what? We got 25 seconds here. Let's run it, guys. Let's run it. I'm going to run it. We're going to see what yards we can get out of this. Let's do it. And he ran right to the outside with some good blocks there, and he did pick up the 2nd and 7.
They probably have the ideas that there's not that much time left. Oh, they switched out quarterbacks. They got number 7 out there, so probably they're going to start to pass the ball because, I mean, Robbie, when they keep on sending him out there, they're usually going to pass the ball deep.
Yep.
So I think there might be passing it right here because they got a good old Robbie out there.
And they got all their receivers out.
Formation, he drops back, passes, rushed, and he gets it off, and then it is a little bit short. It was unable to get intercepted. Rodenbaugh trips. He could have gotten that, but right there, I think McBain just sent everyone they have at him.
It did. And that was a good call there by McBain getting back there to pressure Robbie into having to throw that ball up there. As we've seen there, Robbie did do a little jump as there was a Rambler back there to almost get him in the side there. Robbie said quickly, all right, I got to throw this. I got to get rid of this. That's what he did. But doing it so, Ben could have had an interception there, but it did fall short.
Robbie, again, he's out there at quarterback. They're probably going to pass it. I mean, they're going to try to make the most of they can with this little time they have remaining. Third and 7. Takes the pass, hands it off to number 33, goes to the outside of the left. He sees a blocker, gets behind a blocker, able to get some yardage, and is brought down eventually by, I think, number 44, Bryce Acom. But on the run, that was number 33, Tavin Mills.
Tavin Mills going on the outside there for the Trojans, but gets brought down by number 44, Mr. Big Bryce Acom. And number 9, Carson Murphy coming in there for the assist to make sure he stays down.
Tavin Miller is just one of the key contributors on this offensive team, too. I think he's only a sophomore, too, if I believe so, or a junior. I don't know. I just know both these teams are young. I know Robbie is a sophomore, so he's in this position, a very stressful position. And, I mean, he's just taking the most advantage of it as he could, and he's doing it very, very well.
And Tavin Miller, he is a sophomore. That's crazy to think about. A sophomore up on varsity, that says a lot about you. That says you got the skill to be up this level. You got everything you need to be on this level. That point right there gets proven on what he just did there.
Or you just don't have enough people to make a JV.
That could be another reason as well.
Yeah.
It will now be 14-8, 5 seconds left in the second quarter. Let me tell you, Grayson, this game, teeth gritting. I've been over here gritting my teeth a little bit because, man, is it close.
Caden back. He throws a shot to number 9, and it is unable. Took a shot for number 9, Cole McGinnis, and it just was unsuccessful. And that will end the first half of this game. Been an exciting first half of the score. Your Ramblers 8, the Trojans 14, and we'll see you in the second half.
If you're looking to settle down in beautiful Central Michigan, look no further than Arrow Homes. Family owned and operated since 1972, Arrow Homes offers an innovative process of home construction that saves you money and time without sacrificing quality. Their top-of-the-line construction workers have 15 years of experience building homes. You can see some of their work on their website. They're open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Contact them at 231-328-4318 or in their website at arrowhomes.com.
McLain Transmission and Auto Sales. Transmission repair and vehicle sales in Northern Michigan. Locally owned and operated. Being a member of the community means that we take pride in the work that we do for our neighbors. You can expect honest and expert service from us. Every repair, every sale, every time. Servicing Cadillac, Lake City, Manton, Mesick, Big Rapids, Traverse City, and surrounding areas. Located on 2730 South LaChance Road, Lake City, Michigan. Call us at 231-779-1394 or check out our website at McLainTransmission.com.
Northern Truck Service, established in 2015 by John Skierbeck. It's a full diesel mechanic shop that can do anything from changing a light bulb to a full rebuild. With a stock of most parts, they can get you back on the road in no time.
Reedy's is a family restaurant on Main Street in McBain. Their menu has something for everyone, from kids' meals and pizza or burgers to their entrees such as grilled salmon, grilled tilapia, pasta dishes, and the best barbecue ribs or chicken around. Tuesday through Thursdays, Reedy's is open from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Fridays and Saturdays, they close at 9 p.m. And Sundays, they are not open at all. Food for your mood. Here at Shepherd's Agency in downtown McBain, we are your local and trusted source for all your insurance needs. We truly appreciate our clients and we work hard to provide them with the best coverage at a fair price. If you're not already a client of ours, contact us and let us see what we can do for you. Call us at 231-825-2411. Stop in the office or visit us online at shepherdsagency.com.
Come shop at the family-owned Lakeside Ace Hardware, where you'll always leave satisfied. We pride ourselves at giving customers top-of-the-line products such as Benjamin Moore paint, Traeger grills, Uni ovens, and much more. We provide great tools from companies like Milwaukee and DeWalt, but our best product is our customer service. Our friendly staff is always happy to help you get what you need to make a perfect house better. The price is always right here at Lakeside Ace Hardware.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Hi, this is Trent Kurt from Ellen's Equipment, McBain, Michigan. Going to talk about the features and benefits of the New Holland Workmaster 25 today. It's the Workmaster 25 equipped with the New Holland 200 LC loader, quick attach front end. Real simple to take your bucket off. Just pull up on your pins and back away from the bucket. This model is also equipped with a 3-range hydrostatic, front, just forward and reverse pedals, and really easy to use for anybody. This backhoe is also removable, so you can use any of your other 3-point attachments like mowers, back blades, rakes, box blades. Also comes standard with one remote, hydraulic remote in the back of this tractor. If you'd like more information on this New Holland Workmaster or other ones like it, please click the QR code below or go to ellensequipment.com.
On behalf of the staff, and most importantly the students, McBain Schools would like to thank you, our community, for supporting and investing in our future. Thank you.
Hello, Rambler fans, and welcome to another edition of the Superintendent's Corner for September 2023. Oh my goodness, it's September already. The leaves are changing. This is Gary Van. I'm joined by Scott Acom, the Scott Acom. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing well. Did fall come fast this year?
It seemed to come really quickly. Yes, I have to say that we've had kind of it's been a great start to the school year, but it's been a gloomy start with the clouds and the rain, and it feels like winter has arrived early. So
don't say that. Snow's a four-letter word. I don't know if you realize that or not.
It is.
But we do have some important school updates and stuff like that. Once we had that bond passed, get some updates. You're going to tell us about the track. Where's the track stand at the point?
Yep. So we're still working with the engineers on making sure that all the measurements are correct. Drainage. We're hoping that by fixing some of the drainage up on the track, that's going to impact the baseball field. We're hoping it just kind of has a trickle effect down. So for the community to know soon, we're hoping this week or next week, we will have a company out there doing some soil borings on the track. So that's where they drill down about 5 feet out of the soil, so we know what we're working with when we do the new track. So you'll see some equipment out there and some people out there working, but they'll also leave some type of holes out there in the track. Either, from what we've been told, it's going to look like a sinkhole or a mound. But Darla's going to make sure that that's marked well, it's covered so people can still use the track. But that's where we're at with the track. We're making steps forward, so excited about that.
Excellent. So the track will continue to be moving forward. That's going to be an exciting thing. But we don't plan on it being ready for this upcoming track season, correct?
Not with the soil borings, no. We will not have a new track by this upcoming season. Temperatures have to be the right temperature. There's a lot of variables. Well, we're hoping to start on in early spring. Bids will go out in October, so that will also help give us a timeline when the accomplishment of the track will be.
All right, so we're moving forward. Maybe in a little bit over the year, in the 2025 track season, we may have a brand new track for everyone to come and enjoy. So that'd be great news.
Awesome.
Next thing is talk about that was part of that is that 3 new buses. What's the status of those buses?
Well, the good news is
All right, let's get out those 50-50 raffle tickets. You're going to want to listen to this one. Tonight's half is $500. Get out those 50-50 tickets.
This little child walked up to me, stared me in the eye, and waved at me.
I was just told I have to eliminate part of you by telling you whether it's a red ticket or a yellow ticket. It is a red ticket. Ticket number is 226 4695. 226-4695. If that's your ticket, come on up to the press box and claim your winner. 226-4695.
And we are back for more action again in this amazing Missaukee County Championship game.
It's been one heck of a ride here between the Trojans and the McBain Ramblers.
It's just been and Thomas Maloney back to kick finally, and he boots it down the field.
And it goes into the end zone for a touchback. With that happening, Thomas Maloney, we said it before, does have a leg on him, and that's exactly what he did. He kicked it right back there, looking to try and get it near the 5-yard line, but unfortunately it did bounce right into the end zone, resulting in a touchback. And as the Trojans here are coming out onto the field now, Darren running out to the huddle here, giving off his marching orders for the Trojan offense. Appearing to be in shotgun formation, there is motion. Darren takes it right up the middle and eventually gets brought down by number 60, Wyatt Zeiderveen.
Yeah, Wyatt Zeiderveen was able just to get right there and able to get the tackle, wrap him up. I mean, you could see that the McBain defense, they're still running with the 5 front. I think they might got a linebacker on the QB spy. But so far, this Lake City offense in the first half absolutely exploded. Took advantage of every single opportunity they could and scored some pretty incredible points. I mean, that one touchdown catch is still shocking me. But, yeah, this McBain defense has to wake up against this Lake City offense.
You're very correct, Grayson, as they are seeming to keep on marching down the field. Darren's back. Shotgun formation. Looks to pass. Pass is complete, number 2. And eventually is tackled out of bounds by number 44, Bryce Acom. Ian McLeod goes out of bounds, unfortunately for the Trojans, but does manage to pick up a first down.
Right there, they just took a good advantage of the pass option play. I mean, I think Darren was thinking about running right there. I think, yeah, he's in at quarterback. But they were able to get the pass off, get a short little gain for the first down, and prevent the McBain Ramblers from holding them right there. Just they're being very, very active right now in the Lake City offense.
Appears to be some communication on the Trojans offense. And there is a flag down on the field. If I had to guess, it'd be false start, and it is false start against the Trojans. That'll bring the Trojans back a couple yards.
It looked like to be a little bit of miscommunication between some of the Trojan players, but that's fine. I mean, it's only first down. They still got technically 3 plays to be able to get down the field. And so, yeah, they're just going to shake that off, go on to the next play.
And along with that, they just started third quarter. No need to rush it. First down, 5 yards back. It's all right. Let's pick it up again, they're telling themselves. Once again, it'll be shotgun formation. Darren takes it himself and runs. It eventually gets brought down by number 50, Jonathan Sycamore there on the tackle.
Sycamore able to get the tackle, prevent Darren from getting a large amount of yards. I mean, right there, we could see him using his legs, what he's known for. I mean, he's had over 500 rushing yards so far in this season. I mean, he's shifty. I mean, you could see him juking out some of the defenders while he's running. But just, yeah, he's very shifty. You got to be able to contain him. I mean, the edge rushers, mostly. Edge rushers, that is their number one job. Make sure that quarterback does not get out of the pocket and be able to get a large amount of yards.
It'll now be shotgun formation again. Darren back at quarterback. And he is using his legs once again. And the ball gets knocked out with a fumble on the field. McBain diving on it.
And
it appears we have the ball as number 1, Darius Pena Perez receives the ball off the fumble. So with a fumble recovery, McBain will now take over at the 35-yard line. What a change of events here, Grayson. I mean, right here in the third quarter starting off, they just came right back with it.
Like you said, a change of momentum right here. I mean, that was a little bit confusing. I mean, he was running to the outside, and then he got hit other way, but then somehow the ball went flying forward towards the other side, but McBain was able to get it back after a little bit of scramble.
And McBain marching out here on the field. In shotgun formation, Benjamin Rodenbaugh take the snap. Hand off to Bryce Acom, who runs on the outside. Gets caught up by a Lake City Trojan, number 35. Caden McGinnis there to get the tackle, bringing it to 2nd and 9 for the Ramblers. McGinnis in there to quickly stop the play.
McGinnis so far in this game has been one of the key contributors on this defensive side of the ball. I mean, we've said his name several amounts of times, but he's just very good at getting in there, causing havoc in the backfield, and stopping the play before it even begins.
Shotgun formation again for the Ramblers with singles on each side. Another handoff for Bryce Acom, but unfortunately gets stopped in the backfield by Caden McGinnis again. McGinnis on fire.
McGinnis, I think he already has like 14 tackles. No, wait, actually, I think he has 6 tackles already. But he's just, again, he's on fire. Getting through there like quickly and just being able to cause havoc in the backfield. He was able to trip up Bryce, and then his other buddies were able to come in and be able to tackle him and prevent him bringing a large amount of yards.
And McGinnis here making it so the Ramblers are having a difficult time as far as their run game, stopping Bryce Acom from really getting anywhere. Ramblers now march out from their huddle. It'll be shotgun formation once again. Ben looking to pass. Pass is complete to Darius, who is tackled by Ian McLeod, number 2 for the Trojans. Great short pass there by Ben, which will now make it 4th and 6. With the recent pass there by Ben, it was pretty significant him to get that off. I mean, 3rd down, you're looking at 10 yards. To get that short gain, it could be helpful towards the 4th down.
Like you said, it was a good job. He was able to see that Darius was wide open, able just to sling that ball right there. Darius was able to get it, but he got quickly just popped by a defender and was able to get a large amount of yards, but it'll be 4th down.
Shotgun formation here by the Ramblers, looking to get the Trojans to jump.
A little bit of miscommunication, it looks like.
It seems to be, as it looked like there was a bit of miscommunication there with Ben and his linemen and the Trojans. Trojans jumping off the ball pretty quickly to get back there and surround him. And unfortunately for the Ramblers, they lose their chance to keep control of this drive.
Like there was a little bit of miscommunication, and then an entire legion of Trojans just started to march in there, started to take their ground, and started to get some tackles and prevent Ben from getting a large amount of yards, which he did a valiant effort to try to go forward and get the 1st down, but it was unsuccessful in the long run.
And as he did. Darren and his offense now comes back out on the field. It will now be shotgun formation again. Darren looking to pass. Pass is complete to number 9, who has some opening to run, but eventually gets brought down. Cole McGinnis again in there to get the pass complete. Takes the ball down the field. Eventually gets brought down at the 25-yard line. But Bryce Acom there in big number 60. Wyatt Zeiderveen in there to bring him down.
Yeah, right there. It's just they were able to get off the quick pass. And I mean, number 9 just did a good job of like dip and dive in. You could see that he did this one like type of swim move looking type of thing and was able to get a couple amount of yards on a 1st down. So Lake City is just more than effective on this pass offense.
With Darren going on the outside again, using his legs, but gets swallowed in by some Ramblers as number 11, Brett Ealing, in there to stop him. But there does appear to be an injured Trojan down in the field, so we will now have an injury timeout.
Seems to be an injured Trojan on the field, and hopefully he ends up okay.
If you're looking to settle down in beautiful Central Michigan, look no further than Arrow Homes. Family owned and operated since 1972, Arrow Homes offers an innovative process of home construction that saves you money and time without sacrificing quality. Their top-of-the-line construction workers have 15 years of experience building homes. You can see some of their work on their website. They're open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Contact them at 231-328-4318 or in their website at arrowhomes.com.
Robbie comes in at quarterback. Shotgun formations, handoff, going to the outside. With number 33, Haven Miller goes on the breakout for running on the outside there, but there was a flag on the field, believing to be a horse collar there lately.
Tavin just had a great opening right there. He took advantage of that opening, was able to be a little bit shifty, and just ran right on the sideline on the hash marks and was able to get a large amount of yards. And I think he'll get even more from that because there was a horse collar call on the tackle. I mean,
it appears maybe they did not call the horse collar.
There might have been something else.
There was holding on the Trojans.
And that will bring them, that will make that large play go backwards, and this will, hopefully this does not affect the Trojans' momentum at all. But right there, that if that play would have been good, that would have just boosted their momentum out of the park.
Their morale, however, may have gone down a little bit, and McBain's might have boosted up saying, all right, they're back more yards. We can have some more breathing room. Let's see what we can do here. Looking to be in shotgun formation once again with Robbie back there for quarterback.
Sending everyone at him.
And they wrap him up and bring him down with big number 60 and number 9, Karsten Murphy, and number 60, Wyatt Zeiderveen, and to bring him down. Robbie didn't have anywhere to go there, Grayson. I mean, the convoy of Ramblers just came in, wrapped him around like a glove, like a blanket, and covered him up and laid him to bed nicely.
Just as I saw it, I mean, immediately I saw a bunch of people at linebackers, so the Ramblers running up, and I was like, uh-oh, this is about to be a whole wave of green. And then they just sunned them all in and was able just to swallow them up. Robbie just looked like to be scanning it, and it looks like, I think Darren is backing in on offense.
Is he really?
At wide receiver.
He is.
And the Robbie attended receiver Kanan. But, I mean, Robbie so far, he looks like a very good passer. I mean, if you from up here, he looks like he could just launch it and he just throws a perfect spiral. It's good that Lake City has two quarterbacks that are good at very different things. I mean, they're all good at like the same thing, but one that has speed and one that can throw. If you have that type of quarterback, then your offense can just be whatever it wants, whenever it wants. You can go from a run offense immediately to a deep pass offense, like it's in a second.
It makes your team very adaptive.
Mm-hmm.
Trojans coming out of their huddle here with facing a 4th and 23. I believe they are going to be looking to punt here.
McBain with a 6 front. The fumbled snap, but then number 11 goes to get it, and then Wyatt Zeiderveen was able to get the tackle.
Just seen there, Wyatt Zeiderveen, Carson Murphy, and number 70, Logan Overman in there to quickly surround the failure on trying, as the Trojans tried to punt. It just surrounded him very quickly, forcing the punter to run and bring him down.
Mm-hmm. And now Lake City is going to be on the defense against this McBain offense, which it looks like the momentum is a little bit slowed down, but I'm pretty sure this Rambler offense is just going to snap out of it and start rolling them wheels forward.
I believe so. They're going to be moving up them gears as the Ramblers come out here in shotgun formation once again. And there is a flag on the field.
And false start.
False start on the Ramblers.
On the offense. It looked like that might have been on, I think it was Henry Boss or so, because I saw him, the minute the flag was thrown, he just kind of ducked down, put his hands on his head, and was like, I think I might have done that. But you got to get over that and then move on to the next play.
Little mistakes do happen, and now it's time for some correction. Shotgun formation once again. Ben takes it, runs to the outside of some lead blockers, gaining some yards back after it being brought back. Makes it up now. It'll be 2nd and 5. Cole McGinnis again on the tackle, bringing down Benjamin Rodenbaugh. Cole is on fire, as we said before tonight, Grayson.
Cole McGinnis was just able to get Ben Rodenbaugh right there and able to bring him down from getting a lot more yards. I mean, Rodenbaugh had all the lead blockers on him, and he was going to get a large amount of yards, but then that Lake City defense was able just to swallow him up right there, prevent him from getting a large amount of yards.
The shotgun formation again with Ben back to take the snap. And he runs it again, going to the outside. Kind of gets walked out by a Trojan, number 33, Tavon Miller. Just seemingly to just wrap around him and just walk him outside of bounds. I mean, kind of a polite tackle almost.
I mean, it was a good tackling drill. I mean, the only thing he didn't do was get down low, but everything else he did correctly. He was able to get on him, wrap him up, and just keep on driving them feet forward to try to get him out of bounds. And I mean, he did a good job. He kept on driving until he heard that whistle. Then he let go and was back on his normal position.
Fantastic job there. It will now be 3rd and 2 for the Ramblers, with the Ramblers again in shotgun formation. Benjamin Rodenbaugh take the snap, and he's going to run now, getting the first down and more. It gets brought down by number 1, Darren Kunkel again. Darren and McGinnis so far in the Trojan defense coming in strong and stopping the Ramblers' plays here.
Darren and just McGinnis have been being very, very active on both offensive and defense. Well, McGinnis has mostly been active on the defensive side, but Darren has just been a trick pony. I mean, he's been able to do all of it. I mean, get tackles, get catches, throw the ball, run the ball, just whatever. And that was some good quarterback-on-quarterback action right there.
Very, very accurate, Grayson. We will now be in shotgun formation once again with the Ramblers, with Ben back to take it. Ben going to the outside, has a ton of running room, goes all the way to the 20-yard line, but gets tripped up by Tyler Davis there to make sure he didn't go any farther.
Tyler Davis was at the defensive end spot. I'm pretty sure he was able to see that. He was running the outside. I mean, he had a blocker on him. Then he was able just to shed that blocker off, run to the outside, and able to catch Rodenbaugh and did a good tackling technique of going right for his kneecaps and able to take him out, prevent him getting any more yards on that play.
Very true. Just like Jagger Corliss in there for the kneecaps. The Ramblers now march up to the ball. Benjamin Rodenbaugh with his offensive shotgun formation. He will take the snap and he will run again. Getting a very good hold, but looks like he might have lost the ball there.
And the ball will be lost. That it will be recovered by, I think, number 9 on the Lake City. That's a good momentum shifter.
That is Cole McGinnis again with the tackle and the fumble recovery. Cole McGinnis there to just shift that momentum. Ben getting a good hole, breaks up through there, but McGinnis there to stop him and make him fumble the ball.
This might be the start of a new streak for the Trojans, because before last year, McBain held the trophy for 4 years in a row, which is not the longest time. I mean, there was one time where I think it was either Lake City held it for like 17 years or something like that, the trophy. So right now it looks like a momentum shifter, and I think it might be Lake City's turn to have it for a long period of time if the Ramblers don't get their A game on.
Appears to be Darren taking himself, loses the ball almost, juggling it, catches it again. Still getting them yards, picks up the first down. Darren, very good at running.
He looks to be a little bit hurt, but I'm convinced while Darren was running, he was like, no, I'm gonna juggle this just like a clown. And then he did that just to show it in the Ramblers' face a little bit. I mean, that's probably not what happened, but I like to imagine that happened.
Yeah, he was just thinking there. He's like, this is funny. I'm going to be like a clown for a minute. I already got this good hole. I'm just, play some juggle with my hands in the ball. Might as well.
Uh-huh.
And he did. And he got the first down with it, too.
He was able just to run and get the first down. And it looked like he was a little bit hurt walking off up to the coach, but I think he's fine now.
It looks like he is standing strong out there. Trojans now in shotgun formation, looking to pass. Pass is complete to number 9, who gets met by Ramblers. Number 9, Cole McGinnis again. And now on the offensive side of the ball, getting a huge gain for the Trojans. Fantastic pass by Darren there, giving him the ball. And he marches it right up the field.
What I've seen so far is this Lake City team, they are very, very good at knowing when to drop their shoulder. I mean, again, it's not really the fun aspect of football, but it's an aspect that you have to do if you want to get that extra yard, that extra inch, that extra whatever you want to get. Just drop the old shoulder and just plow forward. It helps you get more yards, and also if there's defenders behind you, they're able to push you forward, and you can get even more yards off of it.
And not to mention the momentum behind that.
Uh-huh.
We now have Darren back, shotgun formation, takes it himself, going to the outside. Eventually is met by number 34, Benjamin Rodenbaugh, number 1, Darius Perez.
Again, just like another thing is that Rodenbaugh and Caden have been doing a very good job of just dropping their shoulder and being able to get the tackle. And, I mean, right now it's not looking pretty at all for the McBain defense. So far they haven't been able to adapt at all to this Trojan offense. And, I mean, it's not that hard to just kind of adapt to a team. I mean, they could move to a 5 front. They could move to a 6 front. I mean, they could do something like that to be able to stop it. Because right now, the Trojans are just like marching down the field.
They are. They're showing this is their home field. The handoff's number 8. Run to the outside. Tegan Helsel.
And he's brought out.
Helsel is eventually brought out of bounds there after getting a good gain for the Trojans.
Number 34, Ben Rodenbaugh on that. I mean, Ben Rodenbaugh so far, he's been doing a lot of the tackling for the defense, which is, it's kind of a shame, but again, he's doing his job, and there's no shame in him doing his job correctly. I mean, it's just, well, one thing that I was taught for football is that there's not that much energy out there. And I mean, I was always taught that in football, you want to get something called a mean-on, where you just get angry and then you just smash through that line and just grab the guy and just throw him to the ground.
Very true on that. Darren looking for a reverse play. And eventually number 33, Tavon Miller, is eventually brought down by number 11, Brett Ealing. But there is 2 flags on the field.
There is 2 flags, so two officials saw something that was not very right out there.
And they're looking to come discuss now. You see, that, ladies and gentlemen, that's why we have officials out there. They can see the things that the crowd cannot. And it's often helpful when they can. Because the players, they sometimes don't even know when they did it wrong. So with the officials out there, it's always very helpful in making sure everything is fair.
And the thing about it is that even if you disagree with their calls, you have to just respect it. Because, I mean, they're out there doing the best they can. I mean, most people get mad at refs, but there's some you just shouldn't, because they're human too. Every human makes a mistake out there. And sometimes they're not very good calls, but sometimes they're very good calls. But again, you just, no matter what happens, you always got to respect them, because it's just, you do not want to have beef with a ref.
You do not. And they have the main perspective on the field too. They see it all. But the flag does appear to be a holding call on the Trojans, which drops them back for 2nd and 15. Do you think that might have changed their momentum here, Grayson?
No, not at all. Judging by how they've been playing recently, that's probably did nothing to their momentum at all.
Darren again to come running, but some Ramblers in there charged down. But unfortunately, not enough. He keeps going on the outside, but eventually gets brought down by number 56, Brett Bentham, and number 20, and number 4, Jagger Corliss.
That's like I said, them all the way back there, they just shrugged it off like it's a bunch of dust on their shoulder. They just swiped that off and was like, all right, let's go. And then they just ran towards the sideline. I mean, there's one thing I don't see a lot is that on the McBain defense, there's not a lot of diving.
There's
There's some opportunities where some guys, if they just were to do a full-on Olympian dive, they would have been able to get the tackle.
Looking to be some confusion on the Trojans. Darren looked around for his running backs, which both of them went different ways, and he looked confused there, and he said, well, I guess I got to run this. Ran up the gut, got a little bit of yardage, but did not get enough. And big number 55, Caleb Gildy, in there to bring him down.
Caleb Gilly just able to get over there and be able to take him out. I mean, Caden just, again, I think the play broke down. He was like, well, what am I supposed to do? Then he just saw a big old hole, and he was like, oh, I want to go down that. And then it was Gildy, I'm pretty sure, was like, this hole's closed right now. You come back at another time.
He put up that closed sign for sure. He was like, well, no, buddy, this hole is closed. I'm here. I've been sitting here waiting for you. So how you doing? Trojans come out of their huddle now. Shotgun formation. Looking to be a handoff, but Darren takes it up the middle, getting a good amount of yards, getting the first down for the Trojans.
The Trojans just right now, I mean, they got their chariots on, they got their horses ready, they're just like marching down the field. I mean, they're putting this Rambler car in reverse. They got, I mean, that Rambler's wheel looks like it has some horsepower, but they're pushing that back with their horsepower.
Yep. See, it seems to be, like we said, before halftime, we were talking about how the Ramblers hopefully will come back out, taking the steering and the gear control back of that gear shifter. But the Trojans seem to come back out, hopping in their passenger seat and telling the Ramblers, listen here, buddy, third quarter, this is how it's going to go, and I'm going to show you how it's going to go.
And they just are still in full control right now. They're in about the enemy territory.
And handoff to number 8. Handoff number 8, Tegan Helsel takes the hole created by his lineman, but eventually gets brought down by number 8, Blaine Houston.
He's able just to see a good hole at the outside, was able to get to it, and I think Blaine Houston did a good job right there of being able to break down and get that tackle. Now at the end of the fourth quarter, the score, Trojans 14, McBain 8.
You know, at the end of the third quarter there, I mean, nobody scored.
No, nobody did.
Nobody did. I mean, just on both sides, it's like cat and mouse saying, all right, you got the ball, our turn. You got the ball, now it's our turn. But recently, after this last time, the Trojans like, all right, enough cat and mouse. I'm taking this ball, and I'm bringing it all the way down to the house. And that's where they're at right now, making it 14 Trojans and 8 Ramblers.
Just, again, they got full momentum on their side and everything like that. And, I mean, this is a lot less exciting than the game last year. I mean, at this point in the second half last year, the Trojans have already scored 17 points. I can remember it like it was a traumatic event that happened.
Yep, it was like
back
yesterday.
in the day.
Something that sticks with you, especially those games. But right here, there's nothing that's big like that. I mean, it's pretty close as both teams are just fighting back and forth with each other, almost like a wrestling match, punch after punch after punch by both sides. So far, nobody's made a great enough move to get a touchdown, but the Trojans seem to be trying to make that great enough move, and it's looking to be that it's going to happen.
And even McBain does have the third biggest comeback loss ever, but they also, if you didn't know, they had the first.
They do.
Against Iona, they lost, it was 36-0 at halftime. They came back and won, and Iona won in like overtime, which is, I mean, we got number 1 in something.
Right, yep. And what appears to be another run up the gut there.
And that will be taken down by Jonathan Sickma. You should subscribe to Rambler Review and hit that bell to catch up to all the latest Rambler sports. Again, you could hear, on all the other ones, you could hear either me, Grayson Grimsby, or Caden Weaver.
Yep. And just besides football, we got fantastic volleyball, we got baseball, and we got a couple other things like basketball.
And we're pretty good at that.
We are pretty good at that. As Darren takes it going to the outside, gets met by Ramblers, the big Brett Bentham in there telling him no, that he's not going anywhere on this third down, and brings him down. But there does appear to be a flag on the field.
Yeah, Brett hit him pretty hard in the back right there. I mean, I could see Brett was just running like a mad bull and just smoked him and was able to prevent him from getting any large amount of yards. I thought he fumbled the ball right after he got hit, but no, it wasn't a fumble. He was down before the ball came out of his hands.
And once Brett Bentham is angry, he's angry, you will know. Like I clearly remember in the Roscommon game, when he was on the offensive side, when he got hurt, he came back into that game, he was livid. he was throwing Roscommon players like they were nothing. And right there, we seen that full power of Brett Bentham and brought him down, making it 3rd and 2.
It's like some of the nicest people who, like, I mean, Brett, he's a pretty nice guy. And then
he is.
Once you can tell that some really nice guys, once they get mad, they can become one of the, like, guys you do not want to be around or mess with at all.
He will, yep. Brett's a very respectable man. I mean, he's my classmate. I've played with him on the field. Very respectable guy. He will tell you if you're in the wrong, and he will tell you how to fix it. Very nice guy. But once you make him upset in this sport, once you do something wrong that triggers him, he'll use that anger and put it into the sport, and that's how successful he is as an athlete. He uses that momentum and anger.
And there's a sub. I think a freshman, Landon Kurt, will go in at linebacker. This is a very unique sign for a freshman that got moved up from JV.
And Darren, looking to run, gets nowhere, gets brought down by number 50, Jonathan Sycamore, and number 9, Carson Murphy in there to bring him down.
Murphy just is able to swallow up that hole and be able to get in there and get the tackle. And just, again, a very effective job. I mean, there's some pretty big boys on the front line of the McBain defensive line and everything else. I mean, we got tall people. McBain has all kinds of people, so it's just really good for this offensive team and the McBain Ramblers because they just got a bunch of big dudes and a bunch of skinny dudes, a bunch of strong dudes. They got everything in one.
Everything balances out into a good mixture. And now, leading to that good mixture, makes it 4th and 16 for the Trojans as Robbie comes in at quarterback with marching orders from the head coach of Lake City.
And it looks like they try to do some hurry-up offense, but I think there'll be a timeout on Lake City. And we'll see you after the quick break. And we are back. We got Robbie at the backfield.
And there is a flag thrown up by an official.
And, again, a flag. It's an official. You got to respect the call. But I'm going to go back to the one farthest both these teams have made it in the playoffs in, like, their all-time series. McBain has made it to the state championship twice. Once in 1993, they played Mendon, and they lost 0-7. And the other second time was in 2001, where they lost to Schoolcraft 7-26. But if you read on that Schoolcraft team story, it is an absolutely immaculate.
It is. As you were reading it to me earlier in the school day. McBain must have had too much players on the field, resulting in the Trojans moving forward.
And this play, Robbie throws it up, and it is intercepted by Ben Rodenball. He has open field. He's running. He dodges the defender. He got some blockers up front. He dips and dives. He's still going. And he gets pushed out of bounds eventually.
Unfortunately, there was a flag in the backfield. I believe pass interference on the Ramblers.
That is pass interference, and I think that'll have the Trojans get a first down and all that. But as I was saying again, they made it in 2001, but that Schoolcraft team, it's just, if you read about their story too, I mean, in that town that year, they got hit by a tornado, and I think two of their teammates, unfortunately passed from that event, but they were able to overcome that and have one of the greatest seasons in Michigan football history. able to overcome that and go undefeated and win the state championship. Their first appearance and only appearance so far in the state title game.
That's you see that team coming together after them two passed away. That the faith you had to have, the teamwork, the build you had to have with them guys to say, all right, unfortunately, guys, we had two of our greatest guys pass. Let's come out here. Let's play for them. Let's go on that field and show them what we can do in their name. And that's what they did. Like you said, Grayson, what a great story.
And farthest that Lake City has ever made is in 2017, 2018. They made back-to-back state semifinals appearances because that time was the time that Lake City had like a very good coach. I mean, they still have the same exact coach right now. And when he started joining in 2014, he has only missed the playoffs twice in his entire career. And Mr. Maloney, he's been here since like 2015. He's only missed the playoffs once this entire time. And that was his second year ever coaching. The rest of them, he's made the playoffs every single year.
And that's why these two are good rivalries, because they're both well matched. Their coaches are well matched along with the players.
Again, you're watching Rambler Review. Make sure to subscribe and hit the bell to catch up to all the latest Rambler sports. Robbie at the backfield at quarterback. Motion. Hands it off to Caden. Caden has some room, and he is brought down by, I think, initial contact was number 50, Jonathan Sycamore. But that'll be, there is some substitutions coming in. I think this is going to be the first turnover. No, I think, nope, it will be a turnover.
It is a turnover. It is fourth down.
Now, Lake City did exactly what I said a little bit ago. I mean, if you're this deep into someone's territory, I mean, just go for it.
You just go for it. You got to. I mean, you can't punt. There's no way you're going to punt right there. 15-yard line, you got to be kidding me.
And you could kick it, but judging by the lead they have right now, I might as well just go for it. I mean, if you get turnover, they're going to be the other offense is going to be in a deadly position. Just possibly could get a safety off of this, but yeah.
Yep. Ramblers here take over at their own 5-yard line. Let's see what our homeboys can do here.
Ronan Bosch, shotgun formation. Takes the snap, runs to the right. He has some blockers in front of him. Finds a hole, is still going. Finds a massive hole. Has no one, only number 9 can get him. He goes down and he is able to trip him up. Ronenbaugh had just green grass in the field, but then number 9, Colin McGinnis, able to get the clutch tackle and prevent him from going to see the other side.
With the lineman causing all them lead blocks right there for Ben, it gave him a nice opening to run off to the left side of the field, giving him so much room, almost like a deer running through the fields. I mean, that deer had so much room to run. Ben was that deer. He had so much room to run, but unfortunately, that coyote came out of nowhere, and that coyote was a Trojan coyote, and it took him down there.
Great analogy right there. And I think, judging by the formation right now, they're in pistol formation. Ronenbaugh's going to just run it again. Snap the ball, run it. Nope, he hands it off to Bryce Acom, has some blockers, and then able to get through. I think that was number 66, Ethan Goodrich, on that tackle. They're just able to get through there, able to shut that down. Judging by the formation, I thought that they were going to just hand it off to Ben Ronenbaugh, but
that's what I thought too there. But they did hand it off to Bryce. Bryce was getting there right up the gut, but was met by Goodrich and only gained a couple inches on the play.
But again, this game is all about the inches. I mean, an inch can decide whether you get the first down or not, whether you get the touchdown or not. It could just decide whatever happens in this game. Ronenbaugh under center in shotgun formation. He grabs the ball, runs to the right. He got some defenders, getting him spin, moves out of it, and is brought down by a heap of Trojans. Initial contact, number 20, Ashton Madison.
Trojans in there, seeing Benjamin run like that. With a spin move, too. Nice touch by Ben, dodging 2 more. But later in the run there, after gaining about 5 more yards, about has some Trojans hop on his back like, all right, we got to stop this guy right here. We got to throw every little guy we got here at him. And that's what they did, and they brought him down to make it 3rd and 3.
They were able to bring him down. And now Ronenbaugh will go back to the huddle to tell his team what formation they want to do and how to bring their team to success. Lake City still with that 5 front. They've been rocking it the entire game. It's been pretty effective so far. Ronenbaugh in shotgun formation. Takes the snap and just runs it to the opposite side of all the blockers. Has one man to beat him, and then he gets tackled around the 45 or the 35-yard line by number 9, Colin McGinnis, with the initial tackle.
Like Darren on the Trojan team, Ben, he's got them legs. He
Mm-hmm.
can run when he needs to, and that's exactly what he did there with his lead blockers. And nice trick play there, setting up all the blockers on one side of the field, making the Trojans think he's running to the other side. And Ben goes off to the left side where there's only 2 defenders there for Ben just to pay attention to. With Ben getting there, he got all the way to about the 35-yard line, making it so he can get a first down.
Just did a good job right there. And now McBain's inching closer and closer to that elusive goal line or that touchdown. So hopefully on this drive they're able to get one to bring the score closer to their side. And that will be a timeout called, I believe, on McBain, just to kind of renegotiate what's going on and stuff like that. So far, this game's been pretty exciting and pretty.
It has.
I mean, compared to other games, I mean, we're always going to be comparing this game to the last game. I mean, the last game was pretty exciting, but this has just been a historical matchup. And I mean, one time in 2020, it was week 4 because COVID hit and some teams canceled their stuff.
Yep.
And then they had to play against each other first game, and that was a shutout. And you can learn about that team on the new episode of McBain's Legends of the Game podcast, where myself, and Thomas Maloney, the kicker on the McBain Ramblers, talk about a team that we call the Rona Ramblers.
Rona Ramblers, what a great group of guys there.
They're the most recent team to go undefeated. You know what? I'm not going to talk about it. Go watch out the episode. You'll learn everything you want to know from that.
Ramblers come back out from the timeout. I'll tell you what, Grayson, 6 minutes left here, 14-8. Ramblers trying to get in for that touchdown, take back this lead.
I bet they're going to take every shot they can. I think they might go for it on 4th down or go for a field goal. The running takes it, runs to the right. He got some space. He drops his shoulder and is brought down around the 25-yard line. Initial contact, Ashton Madison.
Once again, Ben using his legs, getting those yards for the Ramblers. It'll now be 2nd and 1 for the Ramblers. Getting down there, marching the field with the quarterback, Ben Rodenbaugh, taking the team with him. And the lineman, I bet you as soon as he gets out in that huddle, he tells his lineman, all right, guys, make some blocks for me. We're going to keep this semi-moving so we can get down there and make that touchdown.
It seems as if the roles have switched from Lake City to McBain getting the big plays off of the quarterback runs. Rodenbaugh in shotgun formation, takes the snap, runs to his left. He got a hole in some lead blockers, and he will get some yardage, put down the old shoulder, and get some more. Cole McGinnis on that tackle right there.
McGinnis there again, as we say his name again, in there to bring down Benjamin Rodenbaugh, but not before he picks up another first down. Ben still using his legs. I'll tell you what, after dodging a couple defenders there until he got to McGinnis, he's moving pretty good. He's got the legs to move, and he's going to use them.
He will indeed. Rodenbaugh out to call the play. There's a 5 minutes and 40, well, the clock's running down, so there's just exactly 5 minutes and 40 seconds left on the clock. And I think this is going to be pistol formation. Rodenbaugh takes the snap, hands it off to Bryce Acom. Bryce Acom is not able to get far because there's some Trojans getting there and just were able to trip him on his feet. Initial contact by number 8, Tragey Helsel.
It seems the Trojans are taking a new tactic here whenever Bryce Acom gets the ball. They're like, all right, so this guy can run. Bryce can run. Let's go for his legs, guys. Let's go for his feet, stop him where he's at, and that's exactly what they're doing. And it's working out for him. It'll still be 2nd and 10 now after bringing Bryce down. Ramblers are just knocking on that Trojans door for their touchdown.
They are knocking on that door, and I mean, he's also like kind of low to the ground, so I saw sometimes they just fall on the ground and hope to trip him with their hands.
Yep.
A pistol formation. Rodenbaugh takes it to the right, runs right up the middle. He might have it. He will go in for the go-ahead score, and McBain is back in this ball game.
Excellent job by Benjamin Rodenbaugh and the lineman in there to make up that hole for him. Ben moving past defenders, even ducks under one, just seems to finally, at the 5-yard line, he sees his goal. He sees the door wide open for him for the opportunity. He walks right into the house and brings it in for 6 points. 14-14. I'll tell you what, this is great here. 4th quarter, Ramblers done a great job here as as roles have been reversed, the kicking team now will come out for the Ramblers.
Yeah, momentum has switched, and now McBain gets the score. And now the first time Thomas Maloney goes out to kick the extra point, and Thomas Maloney, it is up, and it is no good. It was to the right. Thomas Maloney just was under pressure right there. I mean, like I said, all the way in the first quarter, or like when they're up, I said they should probably, once they score the touchdown, they should kick the extra point just so they can be up by one.
Yep.
They tried that. It was missed. I mean, I could understand. There was a bunch of pressure on them.
It was. Thomas Maloney did have a good job going out there. He did keep a good head. He's like, all right, I'm going to try and kick this. We can do it. Come on. Unfortunately, it did not. It was not good at all. But now scores 14-14. I'll tell you what, now the momentum has jumped up a bit on both sides, realizing, oh my gosh, 14-14. One of us has to score here. It better be our team.
And again, just like exactly what you said, they switched the momentum, and now McBain hopefully got a little bit of a grasp on that driver's wheel and just kind of tried to turn it a little bit. But again, it's a tied ball game right now, so anything can happen. Lake City can score, McBain can score. Whatever happens, it's a game.
We could go into overtime again.
If we go into overtime again, that would be a big shocker, and I'd love to see that.
That would be exciting to watch. 14-14, 4 minutes, 47 seconds. You know, just like you said, every inch counts, every second counts. So we'll see what we can do here. The defense has to bring on their A game after this kick.
They do. Thomas Maloney off the kick and boots it. Well, nope, it's a squib kick. Kicks it short. Back to receive is number, I think that's number 32. He has a hole, and he is brought down by a pack of Ramblers.
Gets a hole and decides to take it, but unfortunately is met by Ramblers. And now the Trojans will come out onto the field, taking over at the 25-yard line. I'll tell you what, Trojans starting off with their own 25, I bet you they're telling themselves, all right, guys, since we're on our own 25, we have 4 minutes left to get down to the field. We got to almost try and take our time, but we got to hurry to get down there. We got to call good plays, and we got to be on our A game here. And the Ramblers are saying the same thing about their defense.
Because they got a total of like around 15 minutes or so in total, because we only got 4 minutes remaining this quarter. Then they got the other quarter to be able to have it. Handoff, it goes right up the middle. Caden gets it, and Caleb Miller goes flying in there like a jet, and I think he was able to trip him up and to help his other Ramblers get the tackle.
Caleb Miller in there using his speed on the defensive side of the ball. He just runs in there like a missile exactly. And he just runs right into that pile and says, all right, I'm going to be the one to stop this mass jumbo here. I'm going to take it all down, end this play, so we can get on to the next one. It'll be 2nd and 9 now for the Trojans. McBain defense here, they gotta keep going. They got to keep putting the pedal to the floor here to be able to take back this ball and take over the game.
It looks like the McBain has switched to a 3-front to adapt to their more pass-like offense. They got Robbie out there. It is a pass. Robbie looks for someone open and is unable to. And Landon Kurt almost went. I think that is number 33. Landon Kurt was able to get in there. The freshman that got moved up from JV, able to get in there, get the hit on Robbie, and prevent him from possibly just launching an absolute missile down the field.
Great job by Kurt there as the freshman getting in there, getting a little taste of that varsity feel. He get back there very quickly, found a hole created by Carson Murphy, bringing a Trojan blocker off, and he says, there's the quarterback. I'm going to go get him. And that's what he did. He completely disrupted that play. It'll now be 3rd and 9.
And I play with Landon Kurt. He's on the JV team. He's just very fast and very good at getting in there to be able to get the tackle. And again, I think he might have been on the assist. That pass was passed to, someone's helmet off. I think that was to number 1, to Caden. Robbie passed to Caden, and I think his helmet got a little bit knocked off, and he might have got booped in the head a little bit, but I think he might be fine. And the ref talking to some of the defenders.
Appears to be, I believe, a timeout on the field.
Timeout on McBain.
Yep. In this timeout, we have 3 minutes and 22 seconds here. Score is 14-14. Trojans have a 4th down and I want to say about 7 here.
Mm-hmm.
Trojans are fighting desperately. It's either right now they either punt it and play it safe, or they go for it. It'll be very interesting to see what they would do. Honestly, I can see a 50-50 chance here. I mean, Trojans might take a hand here out of the Detroit Lions playbook from Dan Campbell and just say, you know, we're to the wall here. Let's risk it. Let's go for it. Let's take the chance.
They could do that. I mean, do a good old guard pass and possibly get some yards, but I'm leaning a lot more towards they're going to punt. I mean, they're deep in their own territory. I mean, they got like 7 yards to go, which that is possible if they do some pass play, but judging by how McBain adapted to a more pass-like offense, having a 3 front, having a lot more backers back there to just cover up all the holes, I think they're most likely to punt it.
Yep, that would be the safest option for the Trojans here.
And they will. Number 8, I think number 8, taking Helsis back there to punt. It might be a fake punt.
See what happens here.
He grabs it, and then he punts it, a deep punt that has some yardage to it, and then it will be marked down about around the, I think that's the 37-yard line.
That's what I would say, too, here. 37-yard line for the McBain Ramblers to come out here and take over. Great punt by the Trojans. They're getting some breathing room between them and the Ramblers, making the Ramblers have to take over in their own territory, which could be very beneficial to the Trojans if they're able to stop the McBain Ramblers.
Yeah, McBain right now, this is a crucial moment right here. If they can keep their offense in just 5th gear and just keep on driving down the field, or are they just going to have a flat tire and slow down?
We will tell in the recent convoy here to get going. Either we will keep rolling, or we will add some wings to it and fly like our flying wheel.
Rodenbaugh in shotgun formation takes the snap, runs it to the right, and he gets met immediately by some Trojan legions. That will be initial contact, number 67, Tyler Brown.
With the initial contact, there seemed to be a flag on the field. And there seems to be an injured Rambler down, but is quickly brought back up by his team. That'll be Benjamin Rodenbaugh.
And I think
holding against the Ramblers.
Was that Benjamin Rodenbaugh on the ground?
I believe so. His teammates had to help him back up.
Hopefully he's able to come in okay, because I don't know if he were to get hurt, then Eli Wilt will have to come in at backup quarterback.
He will. But it seems Ben's all right as he's walking, talking to Coach Maloney. See what happens here.
But knowing Ben, in this big game, he's probably just going to walk it off and just get back out there and play quarterback, because there's no other option for him. This is just a big game.
Ben seeming on that last tackle, he did have about 3 Trojan bodies on top of him, which one of the Trojans seemed to just hop on the pile there to eventually bring him down. That is a lot of weight on top of you. I mean, I've been in them dog piles before. It's a lot of weight. I'm glad to see he got up okay, though.
Rodenbaugh back behind center. Couple bit of switches, and Rodenbaugh back there by himself, and there will be a flag on the play. And it seems as if it will be offsides offense.
That moves the Ramblers back farther. It'll now be 1st and 25 for the Ramblers. Let me tell you, this is not good, making it back in their own territory.
This is like what would happen if there was a long snap, but then it bounced over his head, and then he ran all the way back and picked it up. It's just not a good situation at all. Probably switched the entire play. And there is a little bit of miscommunication, and he's brought down. He's still standing, and he's brought down. Initial contact by number 57, Tyler Davis.
Bunch of Trojans in there. Tyler Davis leading the charge of Trojans to get back there. Eventually take down number 23, Caleb Miller. Ramblers trying to do a handoff play going to the outside, but very unfortunate. It did not work out for him, and in fact brought them farther back.
It did. It was very unfortunate, but I think there'll be a timeout on, I think that will be on Lake City, I'm pretty sure.
I believe it'll be a timeout on Lake City, yes.
It will be a timeout, and I think this timeout, it's brought to you by Littletown Jerky.
You know, Little Town jerky, let me tell you, Grayson, I completely apologize about eating all of it on the way here.
It's fine. I mean, my stomach is rumbling, but we don't have any jerky. But I get what you're saying. Wait a minute.
It's hard.
Do I have some inside my bag? I think I do. I have a little piece left of jerky. This is just wait, let me see. Let me look at the flavor real quick. I think it's mild flavor. I mean, I'm not very like fancy type of guy, so I like myself some mild flavor.
Yep.
But all the other flavors, amazing. I'm not a big fan. Well, they're amazing. You should go try eat all of them.
But they're always not for you. I mean, and that's why they make so many different flavors. But, just staring at that mild piece right there, I might just have to take it from you.
Please don't.
I'm a little hungry.
You ate at least 5 packs of jerky before you came here. I think you're fine.
All right. Yep, that's fair enough. That is fair enough, But Benjamin Rodenbach coming back out here with the McBain defense looking to be in pass play formation.
He's back there. He sees an opening. He throws a sidearm intended for Murphy, but then the pass is broken up by number 2, Ian McLean. I mean, Ian and Murphy have been going at each other all day. Again, it's just like the size difference between them two. Again, it doesn't even matter. I mean, Ian has just been working around Murphy, and I mean, Murphy could probably pick him up and just punch him like a football, but Ian still is just playing aggressive and getting in there, not scared at all, and just has been disrupting all of the pass attempts to him.
With Ian being so small, it helps him because he can move all over these guys. I mean, us Ramblers, yes, we're big in size, and we are powerful with our size. But if you get paired up with a smaller guy, he might be able to move a lot quicker than you can.
Uh-huh.
And that's exactly what Ian did right there. And now Ramblers face 3rd and 29.
And it looks like the Ramblers will have there is a flag.
And I believe there will be a delay of game on the Ramblers here.
There what looked like to be a little substitution, but then Jonathan Sycamore will be substituted in. It looks like there was a little bit of a quick substitution, but then they just got an old Jonathan Sycamore to play. And, I mean, so far, this McBain offense, this year they lost a couple of really good seniors from the previous season.
They did.
But so far, they've been adapting pretty good to losing those powerful members.
Yep.
Rodenball, shotgun formation, takes the snap, runs to the left, and he's brought down immediately by a legion of Trojans.
With that legion of Trojans getting in there, stopping Rodenbach, making it so he can't go anywhere. I'll tell you what, this does not, like I've said before, this does not look good for the Ramblers at all. We are down near our 10-yard line, and it's not good. It's not good.
There is a timeout. I believe it is called on the Ramblers, or nope, I think it's called on the Trojans again. It's hard to tell because I wasn't paying attention, but that will be a timeout. But right now, like you said, the Ramblers aren't in a good situation at all. They're down like deep in their own territory, and right now just the Trojans are just all over them, just taking full control of them, not letting them get a single itch off anything. Where this is mostly going to be impacting is the front line. The blockers. The blockers have to get all their assignments, all their things down so that they can make the plays successful.
With the final 2 minutes here in the 4th quarter, the Trojans stepping back out in the field along with the McBain Ramblers. Do you think we're going to punt here, Grayson? 'Cause, I mean, I definitely would.
I mean, oh, I just realized how far back they were. I was like, I think they're going to punt. This entire time, I thought the first down was like literally a couple yards away. I didn't know it was 33 yards forward.
Yep, Carson Murphy back there to take the punt for McBain.
Able to get it off a deep punt. Caden's able to get it, and then he runs back and he slips on the turf monster, got him there, and he just slipped and fell on the ground. Fortunately,
big number 50, Jonathan Sycamore, back there to stop him from getting any longer. But with him tripping up, John was there to make sure. You trip up here, buddy, you're staying right there. You're not getting back up a little bit and moving more.
Or he might have just looked like he tripped because, I mean, I saw number 50, Jonathan Sycamore, just trucking right now like a diesel truck. And, I mean, that's kind of terrifying to see when some dude that's 10 times bigger than you, probably 10 times stronger than you, just rushing towards you looking like he's going to decapitate you.
Yep, Jonathan Sycamore is a big guy. And once he's in front of you, I bet you'd be saying your prayers.
Caden, again, at quarterback. Shotgun formation, no pistol formation. and then he takes it up the middle, tries to get some moves. What happened there is that he was going to run it right up the middle, but I don't think it had worked like that.
That did not work like that at all because, you want to know why? All our holes are covered. Carson Murphy was covering a hole. Jonathan Sikkema was covering a hole.
And he a quick one right here, and then he runs to the outside. He got some room, and then he is tackled by Landon Kurt, the freshman, again, moved up from JV.
Landon Kurt again as a freshman on the varsity field right now. He's been getting some good plays in here, making sure that the Trojans don't go anywhere. I mean, leading from a sack to getting a couple more tackles. He's on fire tonight. I mean, as a freshman, he is on fire.
He is. And drops back for the pass, launches it downfield for number 9, and he drives to try to catch it, but is unable to. That pass was intended for number 9, Cole McGinnis.
McGinnis, they're diving to reach for that pass desperately, but with being guarded by Benjamin Rodenbaugh and number 8, Blaine Houston, Blaine follows him very quickly, and Ben, with his tallness, he can deflect those passes. With both of them being there pressuring it, the pass has been seeming to be falling incomplete whenever it comes to those two.
And I think Lake City might go for it right here. I mean,
why not?
Yeah, why not? I mean, this is the
fourth quarter.
This is where I think we might go into overtime.
I think we're getting there, yeah.
Unless if
Lake City scores here.
Unless if Lake City scores, and I think there is a
timeout on McBain. McBain will use their last timeout here in the fourth quarter with a minute left.
Now, statistically, this game has gone into overtime. They've played a total of 56 times. This game has gone into overtime a total of 25 times, which is, it doesn't sound like a lot, but for a game for like 56 times, for 26 games to go into overtime, that's very shocking because
that's a good chunk of it right there.
It is a good. It's like a solid like 1/3 of it right there.
When you're coming in, when McBain and Lake City come together playing it, they look at those stats. They say, all right, going against this team, we seem to be going into overtime a lot. So oftentimes they prepare each other, like, what can we do different on defense and offense to make it so we take the lead early and we keep putting the pressure down. But unfortunately here, it looks like we will go into overtime again if Lake City does not convert here.
If Lake City converts, or if they score, or if they get enough yards to kick a field goal, then we wouldn't be going into overtime. But if they just run the ball out, then they would be going into overtime. He drops back to pass. Caden tells the receiver to go deep, and then he's back deep, and it looks like Russell Wilson back. Johnny throws that dude onto the ground. He looks around. Landon Kurt trying to get him. He tosses it downfield, and it is intercepted by Blaine Houston. Blaine Houston running down the field. He hasn't been tackled yet. He's still going.
Buck and Bronco hopping around right there.
Like you say, Buck and Bronco, I mean, doesn't he ride bulls for a living?
Oh, he does ride bulls for a living, but there is 2 flags on the field. I'm very curious to see what these flags are.
Right there, Canada just looked like Russell Wilson back there, just dropping back to pass, dipping, diving defenders. Landon Kurt was going to get him, but then he just was not able to. He was able to get the ball off fast enough, but Blaine Houston was able to intercept it. If this play call is not against the Ramblers, then that will be an excellent play for the Trojans. I think it might be on McBain, though.
With the original pressure from Jonathan Sikkema there, he had to roll out like Russell Wilson. Jonathan Sikkema come back there. He's big. He will come to get you. He scared him a little bit. And even when that quarterback had a defender, John tossed him off like he was nothing. I mean, there is true strength. There was true strength there you could see from John. He was upset. He wanted that sack. And so when that defender came, he said, get out of here. But by the time he did that, Landon Kurt, the freshman, once again, was back there to start screwing up the play.
Now, McBain has 2 options right here. They either can run the clock out. No, actually 3 options are right here. No, actually 4 options. They could run the clock out and then go into overtime. They could pass the ball deep, call a timeout. Well, nope, they couldn't call a timeout. Quickly get that field goal team out there and kick a field goal or just, like, score a touchdown. Rodenbaugh runs out to the right. It looks like they might drain the clock. Rodenbaugh has some room. He's tackled by he is tackled by number 22, Blake Root. A quick hurry-up offense right here. Pistol formation, and he will spike the ball in an interesting way.
That was a very hurried spike there, trying to get it down fast enough so they can stop the clock there. Maloney telling his guys to hurry up there as he wants to keep going faster and faster to try and get a playoff. I think they're going to be trying to go for it here just to try to end the game.
Or send Thomas Maloney out for a 44-yard field goal.
They do. Yeah, that is a good chance, honestly. You know, he does have the leg. I could see it happening.
I mean,
it's statistically low that happening.
But you always got to have, there's always that 1% chance.
There's the 1% chance you got to hold on to.
I think they might just run the ball. He's in shotgun formation, and Ronenbaugh does a pass right. Oh, what is going on? And then he passes it and is intercepted by number 2. Ian McLain. I mean, right there, it looked like there was just a lot of miscommunications. It looked like Darius was meant to go out and try to get that catch, which was like a very smart. I mean, you would think you'd take the spike, but I mean, there's some miscommunication, and Ian was able to get the interception, and possibly Lake City has a chance to score right here.
13 seconds left in the fourth quarter here. That last play, however, I think they're trying to get Darius to go down the field so Ben could lead him and catch the pass, but unfortunately, it looked like miscommunication, and that did not end up happening.
And Lake City will have 4 receivers out in the field. He's looking, he might get sacked. And he's going to get sacked by the freshman Landon Kurt.
Originally Carson Murphy, number 9, back there to just disrupt the play completely, with number 33 Landon Kurt getting back there, moving along, just putting that first gear all the way to 6th, and he gets back there for the sack.
And this game will be heading into overtime. History repeats itself, another overtime game, and this will make it the 26th game. The 27th? I think it's 27th game to go into overtime in this rivalry history. And again, this rivalry, it spans across all kinds of sport. I think volleyball, basketball, baseball, all of them. But the one where it really matters is in football, because that's the one that it's been the oldest. Well, McBain and Lake City have always been playing each other in basketball, because McBain didn't have a football team until the 1970s.
They did not.
And so this is a kind of a new rivalry when it comes to compared to other ones. But again, it's a pivotal one, because I mean, football is just the biggest stage right here. I mean, it has the biggest field, literally the biggest stage out of everything, and that's where it matters the most.
It does. And on this field, this is where history happens. This is where memory happens. I mean, with those two contributing together, it makes for good times in the audience, for the players, for the announcers, everybody that comes here. It's such a big stage. It's meant for a good time. It's meant for a good show, and it is awesome to be here. I mean, with us heading into overtime here between McBain and Lake City, I'll tell you what, adrenaline is flowing in about every person here. The crowd, the coaches, the players, even us announcers up here. The adrenaline is flowing. Watching this 14-14 low-scoring game going to overtime, let me tell you what, it could be anybody's game.
This game is also going to decide who gets to be in third place in the Highland Conference, because right now McBain is at third place with a 4-1 record. Above them is Everett, and then of course the state championship predicted, or state championship bound, Beale City Aggies. I mean, when we played against them, they're ranked to go to the state championship and win it all this year, because they're just a very solid crew. But whoever wins this game will move up to the third place in the division, and also whoever wins this game gets a certified spot in the playoffs.
And this is why this game is huge. I mean, not only is it crosstown rivalry, not is it only for a playoff win, it is McBain and Lake City.
I mean, around here, this game is literally like the Super Bowl.
It is.
In a way.
It's pretty much Super Bowl here for this little small town here in Michigan. I mean, McBain, small town. Lake City, another small town. With these two cross small towns coming together, I mean, the crowds are huge on the McBain side, Lake City side. It does feel like the Super Bowl here for the Misaki Sentinel.
And in other sports, I mean, it's mainly in football. I mean, in basketball, for the past couple of years, it hasn't really been a rivalry in basketball, because McBain is just like I'm not being one side, but McBain has a dominant basketball program. And then all the other ones, I mean, I know Lake City's good at track. I think they do have a state state championship appearance in track.
They do.
And that stuff like that. But again, just in football, it's a physical game. It's a hard game, and it just shows where the real men come out on top.
Yep. And as now we have number 44, Bryce Acom, joined hands by number 9, Carson Murphy, and joined hands by number 56, Brett Bentham, coming out on the field.
And the captains for the Lake City Trojans, number 1, Darren Kunkel, and number 8, Tegan Helsel, and then number 72, Travis Nutt, and then number 67, Tyler Brown, some of the main guys on this Lake City team.
And on both sides of those teams, all those players out there are the most respectable players. They are leaders to their teams, and they are very, very good at the sport.
And again, it's overtime, so it's a winner-go-home situation now. I mean, no, wait, how overtime rules work in the playoffs is that each team gets 3 plays on the goal line. And so you get 3 plays, and whoever scores first is basically the winner. That's how I think it is, because last year was my first ever experience to overtime football games, and that's how it went. And at least I think that's how it went. So, and last year, Lake City won in dramatic fashion, stopping McBain and I think it was Calvin McGillis on the 1
yard line.
1 yard line, or like the 0.1 yard line. I don't know. It was very, very close.
And just like you said earlier in this game, McBain did lose some contributing seniors from last year, like the big center, Spencer Reed. What a great lineman for the team. Mac Bonico, another great lineman for the team. And then strong man Calvin McGillis back there as a running back for McBain. I mean, and many more to follow those guys. But those 3 were main contributors to the McBain team. So losing these guys had been difficult this year, but it seems McBain picked up some other guys here to fill in those empty spots. And now we're here in overtime with Lake City with a 4-1 record. And as the good music comes on, pump it up, we will see what happens with adrenaline flowing. As McBain players are getting hyped up on the field, clapping and high-fiving each other as the Lake City Trojans now come onto the field.
Man, I just want to pad up and get out there, too, with all this going on. Right at the start of this game, I just wanted to get out there, pad up, and start playing some football. I mean, I've just played yesterday, but still, it's a game against Lake City. I care about this game more than anything else either, too.
I agree with you, Grayson, 100%. Lake City game will always be a good game to watch.
And no, my bad. They will, on overtime rules, each team will start at the 10-yard line. I think they'll get like 4 plays to be able to get to the touchdown. Finkenhoff passes it right up the middle, and that will be a score. And I think will score on the first play of overtime. I think now McBain will have a chance to go and score.
Trojans first play coming out for overtime. Nice little short shotgun pass makes it right into the end zone.
Now, if they get this 2-point conversion, then I think they win. But now, right after that, they're going to have to go on the other side of the field, and Lake City's going to have to go on defense and play against McBain Ramblers offense. And then if McBain scores, we keep on firing the bullets out until one team comes out on top. Caden's that's back. He rolls out. Darius, the only one to beat, and then he's able to dive into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. Wow, what an amazing performance by Caden. I mean, he's just been dominating. He's been doing the run play, the pass play. It's just been dominant so far. But I'm pretty sure now the McBain offense will have a time to roll their team back into the momentum and then make the Trojans feel the wheel and get that win.
I'll tell you what, though, Trojans came out from their huddle for overtime. They're like, all right, overtime once again. We're going to come out here and show these Ramblers what we can do. Ramblers telling themselves the same thing, but unfortunately, Trojans first to score. Now the Ramblers offense, led by Benjamin Rodenbaugh, now come out onto the field.
Yeah, McBain will come out onto the field. And again, if Lake City wins this, they'll keep the Sentinel Cup. And if they don't, McBain will have it back. And then, this game right now, I don't know what to say. I'm just too focused on this game. Filled up with energy. Rodenbaugh in shotgun formation. Rodenbaugh takes the snap. He runs it on his own, uses his wheels, pushes forward, and is unable to get it. Now, remember, they got 4 more plays to go. There's no first down. So right now, McBain just has to keep on getting those short yardage plays and score a touchdown, and then hopefully a 2-point conversion to tie up the game.
It'll now be 2nd and 7 for the Ramblers.
Like what I said, if this was last year, what they would have done is they would give it off to Calvin McGillis right up the middle, but now they don't have him. So they got to use either Bryce, in which Calvin was incredibly strong. He had strong legs, and he could just run right up the middle because he had size and everything good for a running back.
He had the athleticism.
Now, hopefully, McBain can rally back and score some points. Rodenbaugh under center, takes the snap. He rolls out to the right. He might have an opening. He's charging forward, and he will be stopped on the 1-yard line. I'm pretty sure McBain has 2 more plays.
Benjamin Rodenbaugh to keep using his legs here. He keeps inching closer and closer to that door. McBain team is pounding on that door, saying, "Let me in now." 22-14, Ramblers are just a pounding.
And now they have 3 yards to go. Pivotal, 3 yards to go. Rodenbaugh under center. Takes the snap, runs it forward, and tries to truck in there, and I think he gets the touchdown, and now, he has that, but he has to.
They have to get a 2-point conversion.
They have to get this if they don't get this 2-point conversion,
Lake City wins it.
It is over. It is over. If they do not get this 2-point conversion, it is over. Now, this is where the pivotal moments will start. And if they score, we'll do it again. We'll keep on going until somebody wins. I don't think there's ties in high school football.
I don't believe there is.
And for this game, there's not going to be a tie. Because someone gets to win either way.
Someone will come out.
They're not going to get the trophy split in half and say, all right, you get that one, you get that side. No, that's not how it works. And I think McBain will call a timeout.
Very smart decision.
Overtime rules, you're only allowed to get 1 timeout. Each team does.
Yep.
So now it's just McBain, the Trojans can just talk about what's going on, their game plan, and what they're doing.
Maloney coming in to talk to his offensive team there to come up with a very good play here to score that 2-point conversion. If they do, score will be 22-22, and we will go again. If we don't, Lake City takes the Sentinel Cup, and they win the game.
What I think they should do is they should put good old Jonathan Sigma in the backfield. That would be a good play right there.
That would be a great play right there.
I mean, get somebody big. I mean, you might hurt the back of your offensive lineman, but I mean, just get somebody big back there and just let them bam right through, like the old refrigerator Perry on the Chicago Bears.
Exactly. That play is amazing to have. Hype music on once again. Ramblers march on with their new marching orders. Lake City Trojans standing tall, looking to make sure the Ramblers don't get the 2-point conversion. And we will watch history unfold here as they go down for the snap.
Rodenbaugh under center. Takes the snap, runs it right up the gun. Is he going to get it? And he's going to dive in, and he will get the 2-point conversion. That means we're going on to overtime again.
We got 22-22 here, overtime. And we do it again.
And this will mark I think this is going to be the 10th time in the entire history that this game will go into double overtime.
Double overtime. This is crazy. This is awesome. Crazy, awesome. There's so many adjectives you can use to describe this right now. 22-22, double overtime. I mean, you don't know. You don't know what's going to happen now. I mean, both teams are standing tall against one another. Both teams' offensives were there. Both teams' offenses were ready to come out. Both teams' defenses, however, were a little bit shaken in their boots on both sides because I believe the defense on each side got in their head a little bit saying, we got to stop this, we got to stop this, we got to stop this. But when you do that, you worry about that so much. Oftentimes, you're going to fail when you're worried about it instead of worrying about your assignment.
Yes. Great analogy right there. That was really good. And now, again, we'll go into double overtime. 10th time. I don't have the exact years that this happened, but I know that there's only been 3 games that have gone into triple overtime.
Yep.
And those, I don't remember the exact dates of them. I am sorry, but again, Rodenbaugh under center. takes it, runs to his left, has a hole, and he will get tackled. I think initial contact by number 75, Cash Brinson.
Benjamin Rodenball, again, going to the outside for the run. Making the run possible is the lineman, creating that hole for him. For Ben to get a couple yards there, he's inching his way towards the end zone again. Every inch, every foot, every yard will matter. And that's exactly what happened there. Benjamin Rodenball come back out for 2nd and 7.
Shotgun formation. Rodenball takes the ball, runs to the right, has a hole, and it will get swallowed up quickly. Tackled initially by a legion of Trojans. It's not looking too good right now.
It's not looking too good right now for McBain Ramblers. We're now 3rd and 7. Benjamin Rodenball looking for a hole there, but quickly got closed up by the Trojans, and McBain Ramblers getting pushed back a little bit. Benjamin Rodenball not having much room to go anywhere and just gets engulfed in all the mass of yellow and white and black and red.
And I mean, yeah, it's right now the McBain offense, it's kind of obvious which side they're going to go on to because the side that they're going to go on to has 2 guys. It has Miller and Murphy. Those are, and I mean, unless if something changes, I think it's very easy for the Trojans to see where they're going to go. All right, 3rd down. Rodenball under center, shotgun formation, looks for a pass, throws it up for Murphy, and Murphy drops it by his fingertips. And that will be an incomplete pass, and now there will be a 4th down.
Benjamin Rodenball looking for his big tight end, Carson Murphy, in the end zone. Unfortunately, the pass was just a little bit over Murphy, reaching out, extending those arms to barely touch his fingertips, and the pass falls incomplete. Carson Murphy with great effort there trying to get that pass, and Benjamin Rodenball trying to see through defenders to look at his big tight end, but does manage to make it. McBain will now take their first and only timeout here in overtime to discuss it over as it's 4th down and 6.
Right now, it's a pivotal moment. I mean, you got one last play to score, and then it's if you don't score, Lake City gets the ball, and they could score and then win the game.
Yeah, they could.
It's just a very, very stressful moment right here, I can imagine.
Everything matters here on this play. Not to put pressure on the Ramblers, but this does put amounts of pressure. We have 1 play left. It's only 1 play. We have to make it in 6 yards. I wonder what call we're going to make here, if we're going to run it again or if we're going to pass it again.
I imagine we might. I don't even know right now because it's kind of short for pass, but right now Lake City just got a big old 5 front, so they have less backers in the backfield to protect from the pass. So I think that they might pass it.
It could go both ways here.
One last play for the Ramblers.
We will see what happens here as history unfolds.
Rodenball back there by himself. They got 3 wings out in the left. And Lake City's there is a.
You got some cars in the parking lot. Have the headlights on down here in this end zone area. And you get, please.
They're telling somebody to turn their truck lights off.
Turn the headlights off.
This is the first time too.
Yeah, I've never seen this before, as the officials are asking someone to turn their headlights off in the crowd of cars. As we take a pause here in the game, waiting for that to happen. I mean, this is crazy. I mean, with this overtime happening, and then having a car light come on, I mean, you don't know.
And they will be able to turn it off, and we're back in the game. And this could possibly have given some time for the Ramblers and the Trojans to talk it out. I mean, they can't go anywhere near their coach.
They can't.
But this could give, again, we're back. This is a pivotal moment. If McBain does not score here, then they'll have to perform on defense, and there will be a flag.
Flag on the field, unfortunately.
No, or it might be a timeout. It is a timeout.
A timeout by the Trojans.
I mean,
Trojans now using their Final timeout. McBain Ramblers still 4th and 6. No more timeouts for either team. I mean, pressure's on. Pressure is on for both sides. Lake City, they have to stop this. McBain, they have to make this. It goes both ways. And in this semi-truck right now, we're nearing the exit, Grayson. We're nearing it.
We are.
But each team is arguing over, I want to take the wheel. No, I want to take the wheel. I want to take the wheel. And both teams are on the gear shifter too. I want to slow down first. I want to slow down first. I want to slow down first. It's a very confusing convoy right now.
Right now, I just like to imagine that they're both, like they're doing. They're both like saying, I want to take the wheel. I want to take the wheel. They're just both talking it out and then stuff like that. But now, this is a pivotal moment. The crowd's all hyped up. I mean, on Lake City side, McBain's side's looking pretty dry over there, but now
Student section is going, however.
And this, again, the pivotal play right here. If McBain scores, they will keep it up. Lukrembo goes out the pass, and then he finds someone to throw to, and then it is broken up. Number 2, Ian McLain, able to break up the pass. The pass was intended to, I believe it was number 23, Caleb Miller. But now becomes a pivotal moment where McBain has to perform on defense.
The Ramblers defense now coming out on the field. They have to stand strong. They have to deny all access to the house.
They do.
cannot let the Trojans come a knocking. The Trojans, however, are coming to knock.
They are coming to knock. And then hopefully, like last time, they don't just score immediately right off the bat. If they score off right off the bat, it's going to be a bad bus ride home for the Ramblers.
It is. Seeing what will happen here in the final minutes.
Can Caden lead his team to victory and have the cup stay home for 2 years in a row? Or will the Ramblers take it back to where they think it should be at their home? Caden under center, snaps ball. He goes brought down by a heap of Ramblers.
The Ramblers quickly swarming him up, but not in time to stop the amount of gain that the Trojans had there. And unfortunately, now it's 2nd and 5. Good for Trojans, bad for Ramblers as they near the end zone very much closer.
Substitutions coming in.
I think that's Brett Ealing coming out, and
I think that might be Brett Bentham coming in. Okay, one last play, or a couple more plays. Lake City could bring it home. They run it right up the middle. He takes it. He's going, and he has gotten it. Lake City will win the cup. And back. Wait.
He is down just like Calvin McGillis once was at the 1 yard line.
Just like how Calvin was on the 1 yard line.
Or inches. It is inches. Inches. I believe that is about, if I had to call from here, I mean, this is a call. This is some call. I bet you it's 2 inches away from that end zone right now. 2 inches. The edge of that ball, 2 inches.
What I would do is I would just load up that entire front line with just the biggest guys you got on your team.
You want to push it right in the Ramblers?
This is where the pivotal moment begins. Will Lake City bring it, keep it home, or will they have it back? And they will get the score. Lake City will win the cup back-to-back years. What an upset win for Lake City. Again, just an amazing effort. They were able to keep that drive on. They were down a little bit. No, wait, they're in the driver's seat the entire time. And they were just, all right, let me take a drive. Let's drive us home, and let's just go back. Again, great effort by Lake City. They will win the cup. It will back-to-back years, and they will keep it good. Wow.
Back-to-back years for the Lake City Trojans. Fantastic job by them tonight. McBain Ramblers came out here fighting, however, but unfortunately did not come home with the win, but they did come home with a hard-fought loss.
Yes, McBain should still be proud that they were able to fight this hard and keep it a tough game. I mean, they were down by 1 score in the beginning of the second half, and they were able to make a comeback and to bring the game to double overtime. But then Lake City just had, Caden, in my opinion, the MVP of this game is definitely Caden Kunkel. He just dominated the McBain offense the entire time, or McBain defense the entire time.
I agree with you 100% right there. And along with McBain, I think there's more players that contributed a lot to this, but I want to say the MVP of this game for the McBain is probably going to be Benjamin Rodenbaugh. As for in the end here in the fourth quarter, really, he took that team with his linemen, with his entire offensive side. He said, all right, boys, we're going to run it down there. We're going to get down there. We're going to score. And that's what he did. He brought and he kept going, and that's what brought it here.
All right, and now I guess while we're at it, I guess we could start talking about, I mean, like the defensive MVPs. I'll think about the defensive MVPs on Lake City. I mean, in my opinion, it probably was Colin McGinnis.
I have to agree with you there.
Colin McGinnis, he had I think a couple tackles. I mean, he had that one interception. I mean, he just had an amazing game so far defensively. It was just an amazing game. Some dude is doing a flip on Lake City. Some dude just did a backflip, and he did another backflip. Will he do it again? And another kid does a backflip. I think that is the end of the backflip trio.
That is, yep, that is.
All right, now
McBain standing tall and respectful towards Lake City as they will be rewarded the Sentinel Trophy.
And I'm pretty sure the defensive MVP for McBain probably will go to, I don't know. Who do you think it should go to?
There was a lot of contributors to that as well. I mean, we have Wyatt Zeiderbean. Jonathan Sikkema was in there as well. I mean, Jagger Corliss biting them ankles. He was there a couple times as well. Gee, I don't know, honestly. I mean, I feel like with everybody contributing equally, it was pretty good.
Yeah, I think in total, in my opinion, I feel like it should probably go to Wyatt Zeiderbean because he had some pretty good tackles right there. I think he had a sack or something like that. But, yeah, that will be the end of the game right now.
It was one heck of a game, I want to say. Trojans took it down 28-22. Trojans get the trophy. What a great job by both teams. Did a fantastic job tonight. I want to thank the officials and everybody else for coming out. I want to thank the Rambler Review team here for helping us out. And we hope everybody has a great night. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure to hit that like button and that subscribe button and hit the bell to watch more Rambler Sports.
And we'll see you in the next game against, I think it's the Everett Wildcats at Everett. Tune in next time. You might hear me and Caden again.
This is Ben Cade Weaver.
This has been Grayson Guernsey.
We hope you have a great night.